black girl from Senegal. She come back to daddy when I Senegal. Daddy at the general. Half the pity lawyer just to stay out the federal. Big man pull up like a sentinel. Big gold chain on me neck, me and several. Make the girl hyper. Half is settle down. Ginseng roof for the second round. Knock out in the girl. Rubber man take a gun. Me black girl from Senegal. She come back to daddy when I Senegal. Daddy at the general. Half the pity.
Different type of thing.
Not a little, plenty. My quartz crystals never empty. Duppy no not to fret me. Bitter like root tea. I'll use whatever works like Bruce Lee. You only need a little like Tootsie. Baby had a biggie, it was juicy. I like it really weird like kooky. I switch my salad every year, it's a new me. You thought you knew me, let me introduce me. Yo. This is disagreeable. Welcome to This is disagreeable. Welcome to disagreeable. I am disagreeable. And you know, we're gonna get into some things. It's not gonna be entertaining. Sure, it might be entertaining. You feel me? You know how niggas are. Entertaining, enigmatic. You know? But we're gonna be looking into some things like this is something you always have to return to in a world full of propaganda and infinite layers of control. The only way to survive or even cope within that is to have to process and understand infinite possibility. Right? So we must always return to things that have been led to seem silly at the least, you know? I like to, and I want to stop doing this because I don't care what people think, but I tend to come from a scientific or an engineering angle so people can understand concepts beyond that, you know, and link it to a tangible concept so they can believe, because that's what people need to do. They need to believe. Here's the difference. Belief is a slippery thing. Imagination is infinite. So I'd rather say you need to imagine. I'd rather say you need to imagine. And here we go. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna check this right now because hold on, let me do this. Let's just get right in. Let's just get right into this because we'll see if anybody pulls up. I'll drop the link. Yeah, we'll see if anybody pulls up. I'll drop the link and we'll let this ride for a little bit.
Long, but as soon as I decided to shoot this video, we have cocks, we have cows, we have cars, we have every noise in the background, and I live way out in the country, pretty far from a highway. This is very interesting. Listen, law of attraction is bringing you nothing. Maintaining a positive mind is not doing any good for you. The default programming of our existence is negative. To maintain a positive mind in such an environment is like swimming against the current. So here I bring you Awaken the Immortal Within. Listen to this presentation. take from it what you can. I promise you, once you embrace the darkness, you're going to see the light. You're going to understand, and you're going to fully comprehend exactly how you can bring the things you want into your life, because I'm doing it. This presentation is for those who have searched for the truth all of their life and know that they have not found it. The rest of you are warned away. We are a species in love with our illusions, deigning to admit realities that only exist within ourselves. A terrible misunderstanding, misconception manufactured to deceive. We are carcasses of creativity ever compelled to call upon one who does not answer. Not yet. We fear the unknown, the decay of our prisons, unmindful that we are spirits bound in bodily bondage, cocooned immortality. The individual human is deity dismembered and deceived, billions of ethereal sparks in a ghostly fire. Such is the essence of material reality. All is a reflection of something else, like the future to the past. We sparks are the undead, condemned to serve a sentence in a hell that we call home. A definition of tragedy, to be born into a realm of death and grow into the blame. Religionists beware, you will find no ally here. In death I walked that path till almost lost in darkness. The deep has no greater voice than those who claim to come from God. It was from this abyss that I came, starving, that I found a truth. Raised a staunch religionist, washed in blood that never flowed from a God who had never walked, I was reborn, a spirit-filled unbeliever, crucified in criticism to observe clearly the stage and all that's hidden behind it. Woe unto the scribes. Line upon line, inventiveness masked as inspiration. Words dropped by the whims of copyists as others were added. The far east robbed of its parables as the west lost its stage plays. The Christian story, a cosmopolitan drama, sculpture of Greek Platonism, Stoic austerity, Alexandrian learning and Ionian mysteries, Egyptian wisdom, Old Israelite eschatology altered into Jewish forgeries. A statuesque gnosis is this pillared story of the gospel, a soup made of all the best ingredients. In my search for a savior, I mistook my feelings for his fidelity. Seeking a cause, I found a curse. In stepping off the carefully prepared path, I saw its destination clearly, to pierce the veil and fall into a pit. My religion a lie of Maya, I despaired and found no comfort. In wrath I wandered, separated from the world, but with sight far and true. A prison world, the abyssal layers of dungeon realms perfected to confuse a host of eternal spirits. Us. Intrepid sojourner, with rule and plumb line I searched the depth, and I marveled at my catch. Lying leviathans of Judaism, deceitful monkeys of Hindustan, a hydra of 100 denominations, each guarding a portal to paradise. But the gates of hell are seminaries. The flocks are fleeced with offering plates while fed the grass of guilt. Teaching of a light, they spread darkness. With healing on their tongues, they spread plague with their handshakes. Praising a Holy Spirit, they mask the doubt within their own. Pastors and preachers, reverends and priests, a new species of devil, illusionists turning horns into halos, myths into money, hell into heaven, thundering the word of God as if the voice of men could speak it. Jesus is the drama of a paramount ideal, deification ex post facto, the sum total of many ancient parts. He is what we want, not what we have. What we possess is actually so much more powerful. But for now, woe unto the scribes. In rewriting a stage play, they invented redemption. A definition of religion: spiritual population controlled propaganda by non-human overseers. Or man's horrific revelation that he is trapped in a multifaceted web of layered illusions designed to blind him from the interconnectedness of all things. And this resulted in complex philosophical systems that endeavored to justify why terrible things happen to good people, or how it could be that immoral and wicked not only remained unpunished, but prosper as well. A secret: there are no ethical considerations of the wolf when rending the rabbit. The transmigration of souls is yet another desperate attempt of humanity to cope with the unfairness of reality, the bitter pain of loss, the unbending phenomenon of Murphy's Law with death. Attempting to make sense of his twisted existence, man invented religion. Simdet and Maya thus provided mankind with priests to help him interpret realities that burden humanity with the need for redemption. The victims now blame themselves for their own spiritual enslavement and physical travails. Woes compounded on the religious believer who suffers only because he believes he is meant to suffer. I commend you, my listener, for hanging in this far. In stripping away untruths to see what remains intact, it is first necessary to cull the herd. What is real is always kept secret. Imagine the difficulty of a single spark within a fire, realizing that it is the flame, so small a world, that confines it. Because it is the masses that make the holospheric matrix, we find that the truth is for the individual, not the collective. A few individuals can share the truth, but not the many. If you are one of these people, this knowledge is for you. In absorbing what I share, you can become one with what I know. You will become a rogue spirit adrift in a sea of humanity with coordinates to islands others cannot see, a vagabond of another vintage. You shall cope with the truth, though you may not believe it, not at first. By the act of looking, you shall perceive invisible cords that pull and oppress others, forces that now shun you, that regard you as an aberrant malfunction in a system of controlled chaos. Infected with curiosity, they will treat you as diseased. The bonds that earlier bound you will be severed to contain this contagion. Holospheric self-preservation. It passes poisons off as remedies, the healthy few in number. You shall become a medicine man with antidotes in the dark, carrying a torch-bearing sacred fire lit by another. In the shadows of this flickering light are enemies encircled. They rage against revelations. Conspirators striving to darken the illumined. In searching, your gaze will reflect back upon yourself and a truth will be unveiled, a new scion to what lies hidden in the human race. The living emerge only after the egg is cracked, the womb torn. You will remember the future as you see clearly the past. Unto you, my listener, are secrets rendered, obscurities unobstructed. There is truth in what is written. To him who hath, more will be given. From opposing vantage points, lucidity and lunacy are one. The visionary knowing the holosphere for what it is, while the vision afflicted knows things are wrong but knows not why. The inheritance of knowledge is danger. Let the timid flee. Even immortals fear what a man can know. The world of existence is a property of perception. To believe we are physical beings in a material medium is tantamount to describing a breeze passing through fog. From of old there are whispers, hidden teachings born from east to west, a secret ever known to a few. The world is a complex construct, a prison of physicality designed to confine souls in an aura of sense perception so perfectly fashioned as to deceive the imprisoned spirit. A dungeon realm of the demiurges is this holosphere. Immortal beings in quarantine by an enemy in a prison of unknown origin designed to make its captives believe that they are a part of the creation when they have actually been cut off, held in place by a powerful, diabolical mind. Its victims immortal, they cannot be killed. So this demiurge, the god of this world, its sense perception of his own design, invented a way to deceive eternal beings that they were mortal, that in living they now had to fear death. This entity is not omnipotent. It is not a creator but a manipulator. A human soul awakens, perceives the holospheric illusions for what they are, and then creates his own interference patterns, free from the confines of ignorance. Thus the man is no longer a marionette. This sinister mind, the enemy, has no more power over the freed individual, who then writes their own destiny. Immersed in this thought medium, the living souls are asleep, but one who awakens knows the holosphere for what it is, a mirror. This spirit projects his will, modifies the medium to conform to his wants, changes reality. He is a creator whom the destroyer no longer deceives. Anything we accept as true in essence becomes a trap, a model of confinement. One who looks at the world from inside his model can only interpret data through the sphere of belief. Objectivity is impossible from within a believed worldview. The observer is trapped
Yo, all right. So yeah, I was listening to that while I was rolling some weed up. You know, the last, not the last night of my life, but the last night for a while with the plant. You know, we're gonna put the plant down. Why? Why are you gonna put the plant down? Because we can. Because we can. Why? Why not? Why not? But let's pull this up. All right. So let me zoom in some. So if anybody wants to follow along, they can. No, give me a second. I'll light this up. I'm gonna text Wavy too. Let me see if Wavy want to pull up. Hold up. This is a research show anyway, so this is not really for entertainment. All right. Yeah, I know dead air isn't good, but this is a research show, so it is what it is. We have Magical Family in the chat. So like where this live is headed. Cheers, you know. Champagne for my real friends and real pain for my sham friends. Let's go. So, yeah, one second. Let me light this up. We're gonna dig into this a bit. Like we don't know how far we're gonna get to this information. This is all things I know already, but when you're living with endless propaganda, you need to reaffirm certain things. So yeah, just let this little joint up. A little bit of sassafras, a little bit of sassafras cubensis, velvet bean extract, L-dopa, um, blue lotus extract. So yeah, we'll see where this goes. So auto-suggestion. Auto-suggestion is a psychological technique related to the placebo effect. Now we're already, so now listen. Listen, I don't know if I even press send on that message to Wavy. Hold up. Yeah, I did. All right, so listen. We've already gone far enough right here. Let's highlight a placebo effect. Boom. Let's see the pop up. A placebo is a substance or treatment which is designed to have no therapeutic value. Common placebos include inert tablets, inert injections, sham surgery, and other procedures. And I like that they mentioned the placebo effect so soon because to me, the placebo effect is the base of everything. It lets you know that your imagination is king and your mind is king. The fact that the placebo effect is real, observable, and recorded in medical journals for all you mundane squares who don't believe, or you need to have a I don't know an overseer. I'm gonna try to keep race out of this one. You need to have a overseer or some type hand you some type of document to tell you that you're learned. You feel me? Before you believe anything. So yeah, so the placebo effect is real and observable, and the basis of that is your mind is controlling every fucking thing. Okay? So, autosuggestion is a psychological technique related to the placebo effect developed by pharmacist Emile Coué, I guess, at the beginning of the 20th century. It is a form of self induced suggestion in which individuals guide their own thoughts, feelings, or behaviors. The techniques The technique is often used in self hypnosis. Right? Now, I could just read this and run through this, you know? But I've studied all this before. So I want to give my perspective on this and I'll read through it so you can mix the science with the ideas with the personal experience. Now, for one, I like to simplify things. You know, I feel like people try to make things very complicated because they're impressing themselves or they think they're impressing an audience and they're not conveying the information as well as can be conveyed. You feel me? For one, I always come back to imagination. Imagination is number one. Think back to when you were a kid. I wonder if other, I want to answer me in the chat, please. Hit the like, please. Answer me in the chat if you were able to do this when you were a child. When I was a kid, I used to be able to make visualizations in my mind so crazy and twist these mind-bending worlds and take anything I wanted, cartoon characters I like from shows I watched in the morning or whatever, and make them have their own shows in my mind and shit like that to the point where it was straight movies. I'd be there like laughing and shit. You know what I'm saying to yourself. And I feel like, and this is what that's why the imagination is so connected to the psychedelic experience. If you look at kids, they seem as if they're like in a psychedelic state. You know what I'm saying? And that can be attributed to you're young and a lot of things are novel. You know, but I don't think it's just novelty. I think it's being tapped into the source, the essence, closer or whatever. You know. So did I get off path right there? All right. So when it comes to the autosuggestion and the visualization, there's simple things you need to do. Because if you think back to when you were young and you had the crazy imagination, and think about how shitty your imagination is and how that's connected to attention span, because you can't even pay attention to yourself. You can't even pay attention to yourself. We got flying low in the chat. Hold up. Walking down the street, literally in another mind state. All facts. Facts. You feel me? So think back to that time when your imagination was very potent, but nobody taught you the significance of the imagination, or nobody would give you the easy bridge to connect your imagination to the physical world through the placebo effect. You feel me? Now, if you even have the ability to remember, think back to how sharp those visualizations were when you were a child. Now, in your own mind, maybe not in this moment, but you can in this moment, you can try to visualize something and still like you. Okay, here's something you can go through. Let's not get. All right, fuck it. You can do like a chakra meditation, like color meditation. You feel me? And I haven't done this shit in so long. The one that I invented. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. All right, so yeah. Okay. With the visualization, here's a visualization exercise you can do, and a meditation exercise you can do, just to get you back in your bag or whatever. You know, I'm not with any Hinduism or Buddhisms or any isms or ists. I don't give a fuck about this. This shit's all just technologies that people have put in their own stamp on or whatever. You feel me? So in this meditation, and I haven't done this in a while. So through my, how do I say this? I feel like the person I learned it from was inverting this for a reason of their own, and I re-inverted it for my own reason. You feel me? So just keep it simple. Just only learn the first step. So if you go through the chakra system, so you have like the indigo or the purple, you have the wait, you have the indigo or the purple, you have the blue, you have the green, you have the yellow, the solar plexus, you have the orange, the sacral, you have the red, the root. So what you do is you can do this before you go into sleep when you're laying down, whatever. It's actually good for like relaxing. Go through those colors and count down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Go through those colors and count down. Visualize the number in the color, and then turn the color into an object of that color in your mind. This sounds like nothing. And if this sounds like nothing to you, maybe this isn't for you. But if you're intrigued, keep listening. Turn that object, turn the number that you've already made that's in that color into the object. You feel me? So you go from the purple, you make a fucking purple 7 or whatever. You feel me? You make a purple 7, and then you visualize grapes or even Barney or whatever. Make your imagination work under your own terms. You feel me? That's why I don't like giving too much detailed direction, but it's good I said all that to get to that. Make your imagination work for you under your own terms. Most of the time, your imagination is being used against you to torture you and keep you in anxiety all day. Your imagination is running. Your control of it is questionable right now. But is it running? Always running. Is it being used? Yes. Why? Because you can get triggered by things. And how did how does you reading something or seeing something that triggers a reaction from you? How does that work? You imagine a whole world, a hypothetical, something that's not even real. The internet, something that's been presented to you that could just probably a false data point has affected your physiology. What was a conduit? The conduit was your imagination. Your imagination that gave you that reaction has been primed through propaganda. You feel me? Has been primed through propaganda. So this is all about taking control of your own imagination. Now, I'm making a thought note right now. So boom, boom, we get into that. All right. We got Magical Family in the chat. Nice. Turned a bluish purple 7 into a lamp before you mentioned that. That's how you do it. But you advance. You're advanced. You're advanced. I'm hoping somebody who is skeptical of these things comes across this and they get to see a bit. So let me go to the next level. All right, so taking control of your imagination and jump starting and re-revving or tuning up your imagination, taking sovereignty over your imagination or whatever. How do you do that? That can also be connected to pattern breaking because as above, so below. So you might have problems breaking patterns in your mind, and patterns in your mind leads to patterns in behavior and or addictions. Excuse me. Addictions of all sorts. So how do you connect the physical to the mental and use your imagination in an exercise and work all these things at one time? Well, to me, the easiest way is pattern breaking. And I already was doing this, but it became more clear after I looked into Jason Bashir's work. But yeah, pattern break because and I'm also adding to his shit, so I'm not just parroting him right now. So breaking pattern sounds simple enough. You can do this all types of ways. I suggest, and you don't always have time to do this all the time, or maybe you should make extra time to do this. I suggest driving places that you have gone a million times. Drive there a total different way and don't use your maps. Drive there a total different way and don't use your maps. What lefts will I take? What rights will I? Who knows? Who knows? You have a general idea where you want to head. It's kind of like life. We don't know exactly what turns to take. How about this being an exercise in intuition, imagination, exploration, and you're gonna reach your destination. And if you don't, then I guess it was natural selection. You'll end up in a canal or something. You feel me? So yeah. So yeah. Let me read a little bit more of this, see if we can pluck some more gems out of this. You feel me? Typical distinctions. Yes, it says, I want to get intentional reflective suggestion made deliver. All right, let's go. Typological distinctions. Emile Q. Emile Q identified two very different types of self-suggestion. Intentional, reflective autosuggestion made by deliberate and conscious effort, and unintentional, spontaneous autosuggestion, which is a natural phenomenon of our mental life, which takes place without conscious effort and has its effect. Hold on, I gotta take this back for myself. Unintentional, spontaneous autosuggestion, which is a natural phenomenon of our mental life, which takes place without conscious effort and has its effect with an intensity proportional to the keenness of our attention, which takes place without conscious effort and has its effect with an intensity proportional to the keenness of our attention. I've read that several times, so I don't want to interpret that incorrectly. What they're saying, what I'm getting is you have reflective autosuggestion, which is conscious, what you're doing to yourself, which I'm getting at right now, or you have spontaneous autosuggestion, which is outside forces, propaganda. And your mind's always on. You're always conscious. In relation to Couillet's group of spontaneous autosuggestions, his student Charles Bourdain, I know it looks a little bit like Bourdain, made 3 further useful distinctions based upon the sources from which they came. Instances belonging to the representative domain: sensations, mental images, dreams, visions, memories, opinions, and all intellectual phenomenon. Those are instances belonging to the representative domain. Instances belonging to the affective domain. Images belonging to the affective domain. Joy or sorrow. Emotions, sentiments, tendencies, passions. Instances belonging to the active or motor domain. Actions, volitions, desires, gestures, movements at the periphery or in the interior of the body, functional or organic modifications. All right. And this is what these type of people usually do. And it's not bad because it helps you piece things together if you're the type of person who can put puzzle pieces together. But you don't even need to piece this all together to be real. Because this breaking down, slicing, compartmentalizing, or cubing, we're under this cube satanic system, or cubing of things is a problem. This is all one thing. Everything they're saying right here, except for the unintentional. And you can guard yourself against the unintentional. So everything here from the intentional instances, the representative domain, the affective domain, and the motor domain, they're all the same thing. And they're all controlled by the imagination. The imagination is linked directly to thought. No action happens without thought. All right? So, pretty simple. Hypnosis. A la Ambrose, Auguste, Leopold, and Hippolyte Branham. Let's see if this is worth looking at. Poem, blah, blah, blah. Nah, I'm not gonna read that out loud. I want something more tangible. You know what? I know niggas hate to read, so I'll do this. Let me do this. I know niggas hate to read, so let me remedy that. Yeah, let me go ahead and remedy that. Let's see if I hit the nail on the head.
Hi everyone, it's Yanis here, and in this video we will explore what is autosuggestion and how does it work. I'll be also sharing some examples of autosuggestion so it's easier to understand what it is and what role it plays in our life. If this is your first time on this channel, then make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon to get updates on my latest videos about time management and productivity. Autosuggestion is the form of self-induced suggestion in which individuals guide their own thoughts, feelings, and behavior. You can use autosuggestion to improve all aspects of your life, be it health, fitness, finances, or relationships. Autosuggestion is the simplest and arguably the most powerful of the brain programming tools that you can use. Autosuggestion is an important tool that you can use to improve performance at work, boost your confidence, and improve your productivity. There are multiple techniques that you can use to practice autosuggestion and improve the quality of your life. First is affirmations. Affirmations refer to the practice of positive thinking and self-empowerment, fostering a belief that a positive mental attitude supported by affirmations will help to achieve success. So if you want to improve your finances, then you can use affirmation that states, "I'm confident with my finances and I will not spend any money until I get out of the debt." Second is repetition. This strategy is often used in schools by teachers, as research shows that students tend to forget about 90% of what they study within 30 days. So if you want to use positive affirmation technique, then you can combine it with repetition to make it a daily habit. Third is visualization. When you visualize something, you imagine yourself in future situation and experience it through your mind. I hope that you enjoyed this video and I was able to give you a quick overview.
Do you experience through your mind, or do you project yourself into that timeline of reality through your mind? Who knows? Does it really matter? And also, they mention affirmation, speaking out loud, visualization, and repetition. But one thing that's being used to program us all, a little missing ingredient left in there, the little secret ingredient that's being missed, is trauma. It's trauma, you know? So, trauma can mean all types of things. Trauma can mean all types of things. I don't even want to get into that. Well, maybe I should, because that's like, I don't know, people just don't know how to take things. All right, for example, I'm sure you've heard of like somebody tying a string around their finger. That's like old school shit. Like tying a string around your finger to remember to do something. That string around your finger is trauma. All right, so you can extrapolate from there and see how you can use things to connect to your mind, the physical world, to the mental world. Let's go. Told you this wasn't going to be an exciting show. Let me go this. We're you know, this is not prepared, so we freestyling. All right, let's go. Let's get the straight from the devil's mouth.
Hi, I'm Debbie Katz. I'm a certified clinical hypnotherapist here in the San Francisco Bay Area. I have a master's degree in social work. In 1996, I was trained and got certified as a clinical hypnotherapist. And now, I'm going to help you to understand the simplicity of hypnosis. There really are no best self-hypnosis techniques because it's different for everyone. But when you think about hypnosis, and that it's a deep state of relaxation, that's the definition, and however you're going to achieve that deeply relaxed state is up to you. So sometimes just sitting down with some quiet music, closing our eyes, following our breath in and following our breath out. Just by doing some of that breathing and sitting in a comfortable chair, there are recordings you can get. So, or you can just do it yourself, and I'll give you a couple of tips on how to do that. So first you might want to induce hypnosis, and the way some hypnosis, there's a number of different ways to induce hypnosis, but one is to, confusional technique. Actually, it would be somebody talking to you in confusing ways, or you can actually do it with the numbers. You could.
That's interesting. That's interesting. Yo, Halo, you still in here? Did you know about that confusional technique? I've heard about mad hypnosis, a confusional technique. We're gonna have to look into that. Hold on. I'm gonna let it play, but I'm gonna have to look into that.
Induce hypnosis, and the way some hypnosis, there's a number of different ways to induce hypnosis, but one is to, confusional technique. Actually, it would be somebody talking to you in confusing ways, or you can actually do it with the numbers. You could open your eyes, you can count back from 100 and open your eyes on the even numbers and close your eyes on the odd numbers. And that's going to induce hypnosis because your eyes are going to get tired. So it would be like open your eyes on 100, close your eyes on 99. Open your eyes on 98, close your eyes on 97. You can see how confusing that can be. So that would be a confusional way that would induce hypnosis, because you'd never make it down to 1. You'd get way too tired doing that. And so the conscious mind has now gotten so confused it's just gone off and gone to sleep. And so now the subconscious mind is open, which means you are in hypnosis. So there's no right way. There's a lot of scripts and all kinds of things you can get on the internet. Any of those kinds of things will work. Progressively relaxing your muscles, seeing a light coming in through the crown of your head and letting the light drift over your whole body and just seeing every part of your body relaxing. That's a progressive relaxation. That's a good self-hypnosis technique. But really just doing some deep breathing, listening to some quiet music is really a wonderful way to just get into that hypnotic state when you understand that hypnosis really is just a deep state of relaxation.
Once you understand that hypnosis is really just a deep state of relaxation, which is a different level of brain waves. But she said something that made me interested. Hypnosis, confusion, induction. I want to see. Up is, oh, now this is, Up is down, and down is deeper. Confusion, induction, hypnosis. Confused into a trance. Confusion, hypnosis, induction, explanation, and example. She's keeping it pretty concise. Let's let this girl say something, but I want a deeper understanding of this. Because this might be being done to us on a mass scale. I want to understand this. Magical Family says, that was the main formula for acts like Alice Cooper, a perpetual state of crowd confusion. Yeah, let's let the girl. I need some examples of this.
I'm your friendly neighborhood hypnotist, Johanna Dinsdale from Secret Success Hypnosis Clinic. Today we'll be talking about a really cool induction that uses mental confusion. Any technique designed to confuse the conscious mind can induce a hypnotic state once the critical faculty is bypassed, or the moment of passivity occurs. This type of induction is called mental confusion. While the conscious mind is trying to find the logic in what is being said or done, suggestions are given to the subconscious mind to deepen the state of hypnosis. And we're going to use an example of this created by Charles Tibbetts. For this example, you can either get hypnotized or choose not to get hypnotized. So decide that now. And if you're going to get hypnotized, get nice and relaxed, ready for hypnosis. And if not, just consciously say, I'm not here to get hypnotized, I'm just here to learn. In a moment, I'm going to count from 20 down to 1. On every single even number, I want you to close your eyes. On uneven numbers, I want you to open your eyes. And it becomes easy to forget, difficult to remember whether your eyes should be opened or closed. Doesn't really matter, because as you remember to forget, you're going to drop deeper and deeper into hypnosis. So just remember, follow along to my words. Open or closed, odd or even, you're just going to find yourself slipping deeper into hypnosis, and then you can double that trance or even triple the trance, depending on 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Fall deep, deep, deep into trance. Just keep those eyes closed, nice and relaxed, feeling gently, drifting down, and starting right now, begin to count backwards in your head. Go ahead, either out loud in your mind, out loud or in your mind, go ahead, but just make sure you are listening to what I'm saying while you do that. Listen along to my voice, but don't get distracted from those numbers. And as the numbers slowly get smaller, they signal your subconscious or your inner mind to allow you to drift deeper into hypnosis, gradually or quickly. Soon you can either forget to remember, or the next number forgetting or remembering to forget the one that followed before, or the one that came afterward. And any time you forget a number, or repeat a number, or skip a number, or say 2 numbers in the same breath, or take 2 breaths between numbers, you are doubling the hypnosis, you are tripling the trance. It seems easy to do. Now keep going down until all those numbers disappear. Continue to count and count and count, even or odd. Keep counting down now. And just as quickly as those numbers appear, they're going to disappear right now. As soon as you hear that sound, they disappear, nice and dark, inky blackness, and I'm going to bring you up from this trance as if rising out of water back into consciousness, all the way up. 5, coming out of hypnosis. 4, back into the room. 3, move those fingers and toes. 2 and 1. Eyes open, looking at me, feeling nice and relaxed. I hope you enjoyed that little experiment and that it worked on you. Typically, confusion hypnosis is used in little intervals throughout the session. So maybe they'll throw in oh, maybe you remember to forget or forget to remember, it doesn't matter. It just sort of catches that conscious mind saying, oh, what's happening here? Just throwing it for a bit of a loop to get past that critical factor. And that's everything. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, share, subscribe, and check.
I feel like that can be useful. Useful. That could definitely be useful. Oh, this is strange. Let's look at this.
Hey, I want to hypnotize you. I want to fractionate you and take you down really deep. And I want all your future trances to be much, much deeper.
Oh, let me teach you a nigga technique to if you're worried about being influenced by this stuff. He's like, I want you, I, you gotta be a nigga. I don't care what you want. Pause, nigga. All you gotta do is think like that, and you won't get hypnotized. A really good example of confusion induction is the sunken place scene in Get Out. Yes. Yo, you think they'll take me down for playing that? You think that it is what it is, dog. I might have to play that. Induction. We might have to play that. But let me see what old boy's talking about here a little bit.
Does that all sound good? Yes, yes, and yes. Excellent then. Let's get started then. We're going to be having some fun with random numbers.
But Halo, you can let me know, because I feel like this is just a hunch, or from my spirit right now. I need to do more research, but I feel like this, in combination with the 3 6s and 9s, you know, the Tesla's controlling numbers, can get interesting. You feel me? Because I've guided meditations before, and to me it was normal. People told me the people who were there told me they had profound experience. You know, so that's just me doing me. I'm wondering if you had the intent to implant or influence what I could actually do. Influence are good for malevolent or benevolent reasons, you know. But yeah, this guy's kind of annoying me. Let's see what's up with the get out and get out induction scene. They let these movie clip channels rock, so hey, give me a second. Is it Russell Crowe? Is this The Exorcist or something? The Exorcism. Niggas can't stop making these movies. All right, all black people protect yourselves. You feel me? Key and Peele or whatever the guy's name didn't make this for our benefit. So let's go.
Tell me when you found it. Come here, Chris. Look at me.
Found it.
Where was your mom?
She was coming home. And she wasn't home.
From work. And what did you do?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I just sat there.
You didn't call anyone?
No.
Mm. 6-minute one.
Do you realize how dangerous smoking is?
Yeah.
Come in and sit with me, please. Just for a little while. Please. Thank you. So you're comfortable enough, right?
It's perfect. Thanks.
Sure. You want to know how it works?
You know, Halo. Here, I haven't seen this movie too many times, but I didn't hear something I never remember. She's like, she just sounds like, is it comfortable enough? For what do you mean? Are you comfortable enough for what? You know what I'm saying? Like, let's take it from the top, not from the top, but from right there.
Thanks.
Sure. So you're comfortable enough, right?
It's perfect. Thanks.
Sure. You want to know how it works?
You just dangle a pocket watch in front of people's faces. Is that it?
You watch a lot of TV.
When I was a kid.
Now you're feeling very sleepy. We do use focal points sometimes to guide someone into a state of heightened suggestibility.
Hiding.
All right, Halo. I know you're probably busy and you don't want to come up here and explain this, but if you have a higher understanding of this, I would really appreciate a breakdown. You feel me? Because confusion induction is her just throwing in those words, and that's why I'm like have a pretty good shield against hypnosis and shit because I'm disagreeable. As soon as I heard some shit like that, I'd be like, "What do you mean I'm getting sleepy? What you mean I'm getting sleepy? Hold on, let's play that back."
In front of people's faces. Is that it?
You watch a lot of TV.
When I was a kid.
Now you're feeling very sleepy. We do use focal points sometimes to guide someone into a state of heightened suggestibility.
Heightened suggestibility.
That's right. That's right. Do you smoke in front of my daughter?
I'm gonna quit, I promise.
That's my kid. That is my kid.
Okay, so Halo, the cup of tea and the swirling is the focal point already. So she started that before she casually dropped in, "You're getting sleepy" or whatever the fuck this bitch said.
You understand? What about your mother?
What about her? Wait, are we?
Where were you when she died?
I don't want to think about that. Home. Watching TV.
Do you hear the TV? What do you hear?
Rain.
Rain. It was raining. You hear the rain?
Oh, welcome in Halo Magical Family to the show. He's not going to be here for long. He's just here to let us know a little something from a professional point of view. Let's go.
Thanks for having me. I uh I think I missed the point I was gonna speak to, but if you take it back, you might have caught it while I was logging in. Did you catch it?
I made because I didn't know if you could hear me speaking or not, but I was that's when I was asking you to come up because I was like, did you hear what I said before that, or you just happened to come up?
I just came up when you started saying I probably wasn't gonna come up. Um, but it just happened.
Oh yeah,
If you
so
if you scroll it back, she just really kind of did it.
well, when she switched from saying that's my kid to saying what about your
hmm
mom, like
Yeah, but like, where were you the night your mom died? Because she
eh,
she got him like defensive almost, and kind of in this squirrely place, and then she does this pattern disrupt where I'm not talking about my kid anymore. Now I'm talking about you. And he's like, hold on, what's going on? I mean, but she was setting the tone for all of that when she asked him if he was comfortable. What am I comfortable for? Am I comfortable enough in your home? Am I comfortable for what I know you probably are trying to do to me? And you're being kind of coy about it.
so you heard me mention that earlier when she said,
Right.
"Is it like?" And even if I was in that situation, even if I didn't say it out loud, I would have thought that. That's why I feel like if you're like a non-confrontational person, it's easy for you to get caught up in shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like,
totally. Totally. Especially, the passive aggressive professional circles where people can't really get out of pocket with each other. It's like people are conditioned to try to read between the lines and everybody's getting hypnotized.
I guess if you're in a aggressive environment where people are taught to read between the lines, you can inject a lot of shit between the lines. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Like,
And skew the
so
and skew the and skew the plot, and people just kind of get lost in the sauce and end up where you want them.
shit. This shit's short, and it's mainly the beginning part we need to see. So we'll take it back to where it
Hmm.
gets significant. So we'll just run it from here. If you want me to stop it, just let me know.
Okay. He's apprehensive.
So you're comfortable enough, right?
It's perfect. Thanks.
Sure.
But you're apprehensive, sure.
You want to know how it works?
He's confused by that. He doesn't know how it works anyway.
You just dangle a pocket watch in front of people's faces. Is that it?
You watch a lot of TV.
When I was a
You're
kid.
confused. You have no idea what you're
Now
talking
you're
about.
feeling very sleepy.
So right there, you watch. Let's say
Yeah, you watch a lot of TV. Basically, he's telling him you're fucking brainwashed. You have no idea how this works. You're out of your element. He's
yeah.
telling him he's confused.
He's like he's like when I was a kid. So she use that to get into kid frame. You know what I'm saying? Like let's
But she
see what
just
happens.
confused him right there, though. She was like, "Do you want to know basically how hypnosis works?" And
So
he's like,
you're
"What,
saying
you dangle
you're
a pocket
saying
watch in front of my face?" And she's like, "You watch too much TV. You're basically you're green. You have no idea what I'm doing."
yeah, that's facts. That's facts. That's 100% facts. Because he assumes, like most people assume, you have to be aware to be hypnotized. You know?
Right.
Give me
I mean, she did a really good job. People think this is like a fabricated scene, but she's like got layers of all these very passive, subvert confusion tactics with the focal point consistent, and then she just sinks his ass.
yeah. Because I already knew there was things going on here, but you definitely like I'm seeing more now. So let it go.
You watch a lot of TV.
When I was a kid.
Now you're feeling very sleepy. We do use focal points sometimes too.
And here's the thing, right there when that happened, how deep is he already, or is he just so uncomfortable and non-confrontational that he's not gonna say anything about somebody saying that you're feeling sleepy? You understand what I'm saying?
Right, but they also kind of she framed it as a joke. You watch way too much TV.
Oh,
Ha 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 ha. You're feeling very sleepy. Joke continues. Ha 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 ha.
oh,
But it's
so
not a
oh,
joke.
it's so it was. You see, yo, I'm so anti passive aggression and all types of weird. I'm like, I'm like, you're joking. Oh, oh.
Yeah, it's a
That's what I'm
joke till
saying.
it's not. That's how you get a little
Yeah,
B.
yeah. I want to hear it. Yeah, I want to hear it said. Said again. Oh, Little B is a genius. But I want to hear it said again. You feel me? And you from out there from
Or
that side, you should be respecting the base god. But
I do. I mean, that's how you get them though. Like, look at his whole fucking career's trajectory. How the fuck do you get a little B, dog?
he created the ethos. You
This
feel me?
motherfucker created a whole. I don't even want to speak on it too much, but shout
He
out to the base god.
he understand. I'll just say this. He understood meme magic early, way before a lot of people. So a lot of those base god memes were created by him, and he was
And how
floating
many?
the.
And how many of those music videos? You remember those World Star drops? That shit was confusing. This nigga's walking around putting a white glove over his shoulder, and like people were just so confused by Lil B.
Yep. And I don't even know what he really tapped into. I heard he was on the acid and shit, but I'm not even sure. So, but let's go. Let us go a little bit more.
You watch a lot of TV.
When I was a kid.
Now you're feeling very sleepy. We do use focal points sometimes to guide someone into a state of heightened suggestibility.
Heightened suggestibility.
That's right. That's right.
Now, Halo, was that something? That little thing right there? She said,
She's
"That's
anchoring
right."
it.
She said, "That's right," and then she said, "That's right," in like a little different voice.
She's anchoring the frame
Stability.
Heightened
because it was a
suggestibility.
joke. It started as a joke, and then once he kind of like chuckled at it, maintained eye contact, sat in the frame, she anchored it.
Mm. But it already seems like from his face that he's already sliding as early, like very early.
Yeah, man, it's pretty good actually. It's a good example.
Yeah, but I know it's like the average person. I'm so anti letting somebody make me feel uncomfortable that I don't. But let's
You're
go.
gifted, man. You're gifted in that regard, man.
I hope
This
so.
is
Let's go.
good. This is good for normies.
Facts. Because I'm not saying I'm totally. I can see how this works. You know what I'm saying? So I'll let it go.
Heightened suggestibility.
That's right. That's right. Do you smoke in front of my daughter?
I'm gonna quit, I promise.
That's my kid. That is my kid. You understand?
Get them floundering a little bit.
But is that floundering hypnosis, or is it just like you're just like
You're
like someone
energetically
who
vulnerable because you're trying to like defend yourself at that point. And when you get into defense mode, you get into fight, flight, or freeze. So in a certain way, he's either going to run out of there, he's going to get combative with her, or he's going to freeze. And you'll watch him freeze, especially after she does something that's going to paralyze him, because she knows it's going to paralyze him, which is dig into his trauma. Press play, watch.
Hmm. So hypnosis just those multiple roads this can go down. It's kind of like the market. You don't decide what the market does. You react to what the market gives you. You know what I'm saying?
Uh huh. And stick to the strategies that keep it moving forward.
Mm, let's go.
What about your mother?
Uh huh. Frozen.
That's the flight or fight. That's the
He freezes. I don't want to talk about that. He's gone. It's over.
you're 100%. And if he wasn't so uncomfortable, he would have just like stood up like I just want to. Well, he would have got out of there. But he's like
Right.
uncomfortable to the point where he doesn't. All right. So I'll let it go. If you need me to freeze it, just let me know.
What about her? Wait, are we?
Where were you when she died?
I want to freeze in after that. When she goes like, "What about your mother?" and he's like, "Wait, are we?" and she goes straight into that question, "Where
Confusion.
were you?" Yeah, it's
Yeah.
confused. It's confusion, but it's also projection. Like it's instantly gonna make him think of where he was when she died. You know what I'm saying?
She's directing it. He's suggestible because he's confused.
Yeah, he don't know what's going on. He's really like, "Oh, this is making me feel creepy, dog." You know, because I've been around a lot of people. Ooh.
I love that I can do this with you, though.
Ooh. Oh shit. I like to play. Let me know if I need to stop it.
I don't want to think about that. Hmm. Watching TV.
Do you hear the TV?
Now you in it. It's over, dog.
Right.
Fuck.
Rain. It was
And so she knew just to sit and wait for
Yeah, let the
their
hypnosis
reaction.
do the work at that point because remember, he said, "Hold on, well, wait, what are we? Where were you when she died?" And then he just sits in it. He doesn't break, and she just sticks to the focal point. Don't oversell it. Stick to the focal point, the cup, because she's going
what
through all
about
this
your mother?
cascade of induction.
That's it right there. You're 100%
Mm-hmm.
right. Like, and he's a good actor. And we're like, we're breaking this down. Like, you see how his head cocked to the side a bit, the eyes, the look, you know, the
Mm-hmm.
Mother.
like, let's sit it right there.
What about your mother?
Bing,
Being
bing.
frozen. Frozen on ice.
It's over for you. See, that's why you can't just be talking to white people, dog. Like, that's crazy. Like,
especially smart rich ones. You gotta know what you're doing. They're tricky.
yo, because I told like I told you like I told you about the whole situation, that weirdo dinner party shit and all that stuff. And the same guy, you know, he was a hypnotist, fucking zoologist, everything white, rich. You feel me? So, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I could do that. Come through. I was studying. Like I studied in Israel, and I got my my hypnosis license. And with that, I to put you into trance along with the psychedelics and this. I was like." He's like, yeah, you can do it or whatever, and I'm like, yo, no,
Yeah. Give me a card, bro. Just give me a card, bro, and maybe
you
we'll
feel,
talk.
but here, see, I can talk to you about this because
Right.
maybe you're just more respected off top because of your accolades or something like that, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I feel like I don't know, from all the shit I've been around, I feel like you really gotta get down with that shit. You feel me? That's why with my new product, I've been more working on like being invisible and selling this product through through marketing. Like
For
I don't
sure.
wanna be in the conferences and in the dinner parties and this or that because I'm not gonna get down. Like I'm not gonna do some weird, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
and I feel like for somebody, even though no matter how good your idea is or whatever, they might sit around and talk to you until they can steal it, maybe, but they're not gonna really like be of any help or any
Mm-mm.
like network unless you get with the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. 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 You remember, it's like settle for peanuts at party, bro.
Wait, say that again.
And settle for peanuts at party.
Settle for peanuts at party.
Settle for peanuts or party.
Settle. Oh, but it's not just party, and you got a party. I don't want a party.
I know, bro. It's a slippery slope, dog. You gotta really, like I said, you gotta really know what you're doing if you're gonna fuck with these people. You just gotta really know what you're doing.
Well,
You don't want to end up in a room with like a motherfucker like him, with a motherfucker swirling a cup, asking you these type of questions. You don't want that.
and here's the thing. I don't doubt I could end up in a situation like this, but I don't think it's gonna end up how they think it's gonna end up. You feel
Not
me?
with
Like
you. I would bet on you. I would bet on you in an environment. You know what I mean? But I'm just talking to the normies who watch us and just um, try to collect game. People come to this channel to collect game and figure out how they can maneuver. And I'm letting these people know
mhm.
that it's just certain people you don't want to like isolate yourself with, especially if you start moving up in certain ranks of industries and like getting invited to functions and things like that. It can be a very slippery slope dealing with these people.
That is facts, yo, and it's like a lot of people I've been around. Even now, looking back, like even people who didn't seem as malevolent, I could just if you never studied any, maybe it just made me paranoid, or maybe it is all real. Everything I'm seeing, like if you never studied like NLP and all that shit, and
All that shit.
like then you when people are trying to do it to you, it's just like a pause. When people are just like I don't know. I see it and it's kind of gross to me. Like I read like all the I did that very young. I read all the manipulation books multiple times, implemented it for a short amount of time in my life, and became jaded. It was just corny to me. I was like, all right, so I can just push buttons on people. You feel me? That's how you do it. So when people are doing this shit, it's just kind of like, man, just stop it, dog. You just like corny. You feel me?
Yeah, to
See,
you.
e- e-
To you.
even even on the business level, let's take it to like a more mundane level. I'm saying like corny. Even with somebody who's really on their, but other people don't know this, but I know it. I know you're contacting me on a schedule to keep a professional relationship. I know
Yeah, they
you're
got you in their
speaking a certain.
CRM.
Yeah, I know you're speaking to me a certain way, you're shaking my hand a certain way, and I know this is all valuable to certain people, like remembering your name, remembering a certain date of things about you. But it's all manipulation. You feel me? But I feel like if we're in a sea of manipulation, then you have to engage in it. I guess.
Yeah, just keep your third eye open, man, as some people would say. Just keep it open.
Yeah, let me translate that into black. Keep your heart, three stacks. Keep your heart.
These Brads and Chaz is smart. Three stacks. Pause. These Chaz is smart.
These hypnotists are smart.
Pause.
you know, you know what I really want to say about trying to keep the show light. You feel me? The people who worship the cube. Don't worship, don't worship the cube with these stacks.
Oh shit, man.
Let's see this thing get broke down into pieces.
You
God
know.
damn. He should. Oh, we seen the movie. We know what happened. Let's go.
What about her? Wait, are we?
Where were you when she died?
Pivotal moment.
You
You
want me to
saw
pause it?
that? You saw
Yeah.
that? You saw what just happened, right? She confuses him and he's like, wait, hold on. What are we? Are we doing this? And she's like, where was she when she died? And then she just lets the focal point do the work. Because she knows that's like the
When
most
she
powerful
died?
induction she could do. Yeah.
Are we?
Where were you when she died?
What about her? Wait, are we?
Where were you when she died?
Because now pause it. So when he asked what about her and then started showing confusion, she knew he was getting induced. Because now he's engaging with the process. Hold on, what about it? Oh, hold on. Are we doing this? Where were you when she died? Because he's already in the quicksand.
Yeah, and I want to point this out too. Even though it's acting, when it's good acting, like, this is the difference in personality types. Because he asks, "Are we doing this?" You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And in that moment, my personality would have made a declaration of, "I'm not doing this."
Yeah, yeah.
There's a difference. I'm not gonna leave the opening for you or anything. That's It's not even conscious. That's just how I would how my natural spirit would roll. I'd be like, I'm not doing this unless I was open to it. If I was open to it, then I'm just gonna go with it. But if I'm really not, like this is a good example. This is a symptom of not being sure of yourself. You feel me or not?
That's part of it. But let's also unpack the nuance, right? Let's unpack the nuance of the narrative. And something tells me you'd still be like, fuck no, but I want to impact this for other people. This guy is dating a white woman, and he has decided to go to her parents' house and spend an extended period of time there. So he is, in a way, being brought into the family. So there is this undercurrent of compliance that kind of comes along with that so that he can be accepted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And what
And
happens is people stack the deck in their favor. They organize the situation to where you're already kind of conditioned to comply with them because you're there, because of how they know you, because of what you guys are working on together.
I feel you. And he was also primed earlier with the mentioning like, oh yeah, she hypnotized all of us and did this. And you know what I'm saying? Like kind of
All that.
like putting the positive aspect. It's a part of the family thing, kind of. You know what I'm saying?
So we all do this. She's helping all of us.
Yeah. But I can see what you're saying, and definitely this is the information that I feel like most people need because I don't know if I ever told you a story, but I'm not going to tell you now. But I don't know. I probably told you. I haven't told many people this. Like the only thing I would consider like a bad psychedelic experience, and it wasn't bad in the end, but during it was like very interesting. Did I ever tell you about that shit in the woods?
No, but let's chat about it offline.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that at a different time. So when it comes to, I'm not gonna get into that, but I'm just saying like when situations have gotten odd to me, I've seemed to just fall more into who I am. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I don't get them, but I'm like maybe less aggressive, definitely less aggressive, but more observant. I just become super observant. It's not like I'm easily, oh, you can come this way or go that way or do this or do that. I'm like, no, I'm good. I just watch. You know what I'm saying? But we'll get into that at another time.
Thanks.
I don't want to think about that. Watching TV.
Do you hear the TV? What do you hear?
Rain.
Rain. It was raining.
Pause it.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm getting into the micro, but I want to break this down for people.
No, I wanted to pause it too. I just want to keep doing it.
Yeah. So he said when he said I don't want to get into that. The natural reaction of someone who is being who's imposing their will on another person is to fight that, is to battle the resistance. She rolled with the resistance and stuck to the strategy of induction because it was already in motion. She didn't have to fight him. At that point, she could be neutral and just stick to the focal point of the cup.
And you mean
he
rolling with the
continued.
induction, meaning she just stayed silent and allowed it to roll?
Right, because it was already, the momentum was already there. To actually fight his resistance would have counteracted the momentum. So she just stuck to the strategy and allowed the silence to work.
Yeah, and I want to add something to that. I want to add this too. Also, when somebody says they don't want to get into something and you just sit there silently, most people reply instantly like, okay, I understand, you know, or something like that. But if you
Right.
just sit there silently, that's slightly aggressive. You know what I'm saying? That's
Mhm.
like so it's gonna make you if you're already off your square, it's gonna make you more off your square. And also when she said this right here, let me play this.
You hear the rain?
Wait, my bad. Get it
That's
from
a good point. What just
yeah,
happened
that's I want to get into there. That's what I.
You hear the TV? What do you hear?
Watching TV.
Do you hear the TV?
Boom. Right there, that is some occult shit. She made the nigga time travel,
Yeah, go there. What do
and
you
that
see?
goes further
Put
to
something on the
that.
screen.
You feel me? And that goes further into what I was saying when it comes to the visualization. If you're not using your visualization for your own ends, somebody else is using it for their own ends and means. You understand what I'm saying? This is
Facts.
happening all the time. Mass hypnosis, imagery through symbolism is being put into your mind along with the sonics and then fucking linguistics, and that equals visualization. And boom, before you know, your imagination is being controlled by bullshit. You're thinking all types of shit. You feel
Yep.
me? But
Yeah.
she's like, where? Watching TV? Oh, you can hear the TV? Boom. It's like you gotta add the sensory with the imagination. You feel me? I said, and I had no plan for the show, but that's something that goes along with the auto suggestion and the visualization.
Mm-hmm.
There's levels to this shit. I'm taking you baby steps because most people can't even really envision an apple in their mind for the red chakra or whatever. You can't even. But I say do whatever's easier for you. Like I used to go through fucking like safaris with that shit. Like when it goes through the orange chakra, I'd be like, I go from take your imagination crazy like a kid. I go from being dressed in all orange in a pimp suit, in a crazy orange pimp suit. Then I'm in this pimp suit standing on an orange floor, and then the orange floor turns onto me standing into an orange physically. The orange, you feel me? This you gotta keep
That's cold.
like keep, and then through every single one you go through, you could do something, just layers and layers of each one, just playing with the imagination, smelling and all that shit. And I think you should have more of a. I don't know. See, this is all shit that I've read and I've amalgamated my own idea of how to work this shit. You know what I'm saying? So
Totally. But this is
I
a
don't
good
know
way
if
to
it,
ground it and to disseminate it, and I'm enjoying how like people are able to pick up on the concepts just from a simple clip like this. Because we're going over a lot of shit.
yeah. See, yeah. So you're right. I don't want to get too left. I don't want to get too left field with it, but that was very important right there for people who understand
Mm-hmm.
the whole like visualization and actually like time traveling and and rest in peace to Panic. Like Panic used to also go into the time traveling where you go back to the past and you remember where you're at for either a good emotion you want to get to a good vibe, or you can go back into that time and fix situations, meaning change them. So people say, oh, you're just gonna go back in time, but you actually go there, you smell the smells, you feel you're there in this time as a child, and you change yourself in this situation from maybe there you're in a situation of victimhood. You change yourself into being the victor of the situation, no matter how you want to do it, because your imagination is the key there. Make it as real as you want to make it. Make it as real as you want to make it. And then it's like, oh, that's going to change the future. That's not going to happen. Yeah, it's just woo woo. Or you can look into causality. You feel me?
Yeah, let me speak to the visualization point too. When you walk somebody through some guided imagery or they're walking you through theirs, there is a psychic link component to that often goes unspoken. But the true mystics know that it exists. And the more we can share the intricate details of a psychically curated scene, the more we're able really to access each other's subconscious mind and awareness.
That's facts. And I've been, and I don't, I can only conceptualize what you're saying through what I've experienced. I feel like I've tapped into that unintentionally. And just from doing that unintentionally, it let me know that I have like the power to access that realm. You feel me? What I'm doing is real to me, and in that experience of doing this guided meditation with some other people, let me know what I was doing is real to everybody else.
Yeah, and in actuality, that's what's happening in this hypnosis thing. That's how the hypnosis takes form. That's the magic of the hypnosis.
Yeah. So the
Then
only
she can
difference
program it.
is, yeah, the only difference is if it's like benevolent or malevolent or neutral, and they
Right,
allowing you to do whatever the fuck you want to do.
right.
So let's play a bit more.
Tr- and if you're gonna do this shit, you better trust your hypnosis. But whatever, you better keep playing it.
Look, here's the thing. I wish there was somebody I could trust because I'm interested in it. I'm very
Yeah,
interested. But I've always had this. I've been looking into hypnosis for mad years since back in the days. I've even come across people and talked to hypnosis like randomly and hypnotherapists randomly, and I'll take their information. Oh, maybe I'll do it. I get good vibes. I get an interesting vibe off them, or a good vibe. And I just can't bring myself to be alone with a motherfucker and let them into my mind. You feel me? I can't bring myself to do it. And I
my
was
girl's in
like,
a training right now, dog.
that's dangerous. You'll leave her, right? When you graduate?
She's about to graduate, I think, in the fall from the hypnosis training. She's doing hypnosis, NLP, and EFT.
No, that's a good time to get rid of her. We're gonna do we're gonna do the party in the fall. You feel me? International. You feel me? So the fall is a beautiful time of year to get rid of your girl. You feel me? Because as above, so below. The leaves are falling off the trees. You feel me?
Yeah, I hear you.
I know you love this shit. You feel me? But you know,
Keep me in your prayers. Keep me in your prayers, disagreeable.
I don't gotta pray. I already know you're R&B nigga, and but you're the pimpish side of the R&B nigga. So you're gonna see that sunny
You
days.
know?
Everybody loves them. But tell me, baby, you feel me?
Can you?
You gotta keep the shit sunny, dog. You feel me?
I'm gonna do my best, dog.
Storms will come. Yes, we know for sure. You feel me? That's the only thing we know for sure. That's the only thing we know for sure.
Shit.
Love unconditional. Let's go.
What do you hear?
Rain.
Rain. It was raining. You hear the rain?
Mm-hmm.
You hear it? Find it. Tell me
Find
when
it,
you found
motherfucker. She got a little aggressive there.
And here's the thing, though. I can't. I know I can't have you on. I know I can't have. We might need another layer of anonymity for you, dog. We might need another layer of anonymity. You feel me?
Yeah.
You feel me? Because when I started need to start it because I talk crazy over here, and I think the other channel needs to go up where it's like a bit like we get deeper into other subjects and shit like that, and maybe talk about things that are more applicable. Because I know there's things that you can't tell me right now. You feel me?
Yeah, it's true.
I know that this can be worked in open situations. I've seen people do shit, and here's the thing. Maybe when I was at the hypnotist house or whatever, the hypnotherapist house, like I had enough knowledge to understand what he was doing, and he wasn't being manipulative with it. He was just making people like it. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
But I've been in other places where I've seen people do this hypnotist type shit, and I don't know they're speaking in a way, and it makes me uncomfortable. They're doing a thing, but it's not even to me. I can see them speaking to somebody else, and I can be like, "This is not. It's not normal." You know what I'm saying?
You can feel like this undertone of like forcefulness
Yes.
and like direction. And it's
Yes.
like almost like some MK Ultra shit, what they
Yeah.
wanted it to be.
Like even if there's a big smile on their face, but it's still aggressive. You know what I'm saying? And
Uh-huh.
I feel like people are so passive, like you're saying, they freeze up when you can do something to them and get them just to stay there. And if you can get them there for a couple seconds and get this like little rollout on them, then you like got
Especially if you get them talking about their traumas and shit. Then you start getting all forceful. It gets weird.
You know what? Niggas are lucky that I'm not evil, dog. Because for some reason in my life, people they just love to tell me their traumas like quick, quick. Yo,
I'm about to get off, dog.
yo, man, hold on. Let's get to see it a little bit more. My bad, dog. Let's go. Let's go.
Come here, Chris. Look at me.
Found it.
Where was your mom?
She was coming home. She wasn't home.
See how she got all soft on him after being hard? Pause.
And what did you do?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I just sat there.
You didn't call anyone?
No.
Why not?
I don't know. I just thought that if I did, it'd make it real.
You're so scared. You was your fault.
Now, little things like that is what I'm interested in. Just like earlier when she said like, that's right, and then made a little weird different voice. And right now, she's like, you were so scared. You know, she like made a different voice. Like she injected, like she put nitrous in his emotions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like if you put inflections in your voice, you can create more dynamic range in the emotional sphere, if that makes sense. Like she's inflecting or inducing or inspiring more dynamic range.
Mm.
Like you do with music. Like melodically. I can sing something a certain way. You know my range is crazy. It's allowed me to take people so many
I
different places.
I don't know, but I feel like I don't know if that's I guess anything can be taught to a certain degree, but just so from the time of me knowing you, you kind of do that naturally, unless you've cultivated that. You kind of do that naturally in the way that you speak. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think I inherited some of it, but best believe there was an era where some of it got manufactured and just conditioned. I conditioned myself to be a certain way.
My granddaddy's granddaddy was a hypnotist.
How do you feel now?
I can't move.
Frozen.
You can't move.
Why can't I move?
You're paralyzed. Just like that day when you did nothing. You did nothing.
That was unethical.
I love how the doctor just came out.
I had to say something, dog. I had
He's like,
to
hold
say
on,
something.
hold on, that's not HIPAA. You feel me? Like,
That was so unethical, dog. But anyways,
no, but here's the thing. I'm saying, but that's a good example, and I'm glad you said that right there. And I wanted to stop it because this is what I think of with hypnotists. Sometimes you feel me? I feel, or therapists or whatever. You'll go to them, and these are just regular people who could be psychopaths. They could be small heads. They could be whatever. You feel me? And then you never know. Once you're under, they're just like you're there to feel better. You're there to get better, and they're just digging. They're gonna make you go insane. You feel me?
yeah, that's why I was telling people earlier, man. If you're gonna do this with somebody who's a benevolent person with virtues, a good person in your community, some church going, working class citizen, optimistically, who ain't a part of like the what's the word the politics of religion or whatever. Just a good fucking person. You know that person. You've been in that. You've been in a location with a person like that. There are good people who just want to help their neighbors. Work with somebody
All
like that.
all you have is your discernment. You feel me? Because the scene that we're
Yeah,
watching right now is light work. Because when
yeah.
they get you put under, that's when the robes and the
That's when the
candles and
real
all
shit come out.
it all come out. The gimp, they pull the gimp come out of the box. So
Get you somebody who believe in God, man. That's all I can tell you.
yeah, stay out of evil places, dog.
Stay
Just don't
out.
be alone.
No.
Keep cell phone service around these people.
It don't exist, man. These areas, hell no.
Yeah, I know. Damn, I need a satellite phone, the devil phone. He need the emergency Satan phone. Like, yo, this nigga's on me. Let's go.
Now, sink into the floor.
Wait.
Sink.
You ever been somewhere seen a motherfucker say, "Hey, sit down"? Everybody just sit down. That was one of them moments. It happens on levels. It can happen like this. It can happen somebody, everybody's confused and the motherfucker just yell, "Sit down!" And these people just all sit down and shit. It's the same thing.
Hmm. So, have you been
Some
in
people would
states?
see it. Some people would see it as like intimidation, but it can be like a hypnotic thing.
Yeah, because you can. I don't know what they call it. Is it a shock induction or trauma induction? Like
Mm-hmm.
you can
Mm-hmm.
you can like grab somebody or smack them or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
And before they know what happened, it's like, hold on, and this ain't even a bitch made person. It's just like, hold on, how did I end up in this fucking situation? They just got orchestrated.
You end up like Terry Crews. You feel me?
You know what I'm saying?
I can't. I can't tell him. I can't tell his name. Like, if you're not gonna tell who did it, then shut up, nigga. That's it.
That's what I'm saying, man. Y'all be careful, man, going to these parties and shit, man. Seriously.
Yeah, I never came across that because I don't. Here's the thing. Maybe I haven't been that close to the devil because I don't believe anybody that doesn't know you on some level is comfortable enough to walk upon your giant ass anywhere and just do what you want to do to you. You know, I don't believe it.
Yeah.
But what's up this road? Actually, we got the scene already. Now now we get cinematic. You know what I'm saying?
True.
We get cinematic. I don't think there's anything else. So let's go through the cinematic shit and.
Now you're in the sunken place.
Before I go, I feel compelled to speak to something. Hypnosis is an altered state of consciousness, like many other altered states, including psychedelic experiences. And guys, be careful at these parties when some of these party favors start coming out, because what happens is these altered states get induced, and sometimes you may induce it on yourself, or somebody encourage you to induce yourself into one. And there are some people in the room who understand that you're more suggestible. And some of these people use these moments to play out their fantasies or act upon their secrets. And I'd hate for you guys to end up in a situation that you never thought you'd be in. So be mindful, be careful, and be safe.
That's facts for Halo. You know, I feel like it's over for the young niggas, man. The young niggas, either they're not taking anything or they're taking everything. But I'm not gonna hold Halo up. Appreciate him coming up here just to break this down. I might have to chop this up and drop it as its own little joint. You know, we break down this little hypnosis joint
I think you broke down the sunken place tonight, man. That's perfect. Beautiful. Thank you for having me, man. I'll talk to you soon.
for sure. Peace.
Peace.
Halo, Halo, ladies and gentlemen, and Boosie's rubber band and Peanut. Oh yeah, so Halo came up for a moment. You feel me? So let me look at this. Stages of how to inductions. Or you can forget about trying to unnecessary effort. Oh, let me present this. Yes, we're back to slow. I'm gonna read a little bit of this and then we'll get into a little bit of Jason Bashir's hold on a second. Introduction. Confusion and inductions are based on the assumption that if we cannot find understanding or comprehension of what we are hearing or experiencing, we tend to shut down and go inside to make sense of the confusion. For use with highly analytical or rigidly controlled individuals. That's why that shit's always so weird to me. For use with highly analytical or rigidly controlled individuals whose conscious minds would continue to analyze, critique, plan, and so on throughout a basic induction. Excuse me. You may find that these clients pick apart everything you say instead of experiencing and benefiting from hypnotherapy. For Such people, confusion induction is a powerful tool. Confusion inductions are not recommended for those already deeply confused or troubled. Confusion inductions are not recommended for those already deeply confused or troubled, such as suicidal, grieving, or paranoid individuals. Not recommended because they cause an adverse effect or because they are ineffective. Transcript. We have anybody here? Yo, hit the like, hit the like. Transcript. Sometimes we find ourselves paying attention to the most relaxing things. Sometimes we find ourselves adding numbers, which are numbered nicely, and one wonders sometimes why you to that. Sometimes we find ourselves paying attention to the most relaxing things. Sometimes we find ourselves adding numbers, which are numbered nicely, and one wonders sometimes why you to that. So you can sit there in that chair here, listening with your subconscious mind. While your conscious mind remains very relaxed and peaceful, you can relax peacefully while you try to be aware of the exact meaning of the words you hear and all of the changes that occur there in your thoughts, sensations, and awareness as I speak here. Or you can forget about trying to make all the unnecessary effort to pay close attention to everything that happens because you can remember that you can forget so easily. And with forgetting certain things, you can remember other things. Ooh. And with forgetting certain things, you can remember other things. Remembering what you need to remember and forgetting what you can forget. It does not matter if you forget. You need not remember. You need not remember. Your subconscious mind remembers everything that you need to know. And you can let your subconscious mind listen and remember while your conscious mind sleeps and forgets. And all you really need to do is remember that your memory is forgetting things that you thought you had forgotten. And all you really need to do is remember that your memory is forgetting things that you thought you had forgotten. Ooh, that's cold. Your memory is forget. That's cold. Oh shit. Hold on, let me light this weed down. No, we putting the weed down last night. Why? Any specific reason? No, because we can. Let me make this bigger. That's cold right there. And all you really need to do is remember that your memory is forgetting things that you thought you had forgotten. So you can forget about trying to make the effort to pay close attention to everything that happens or does not happen in your experience as you listen to me. And also your own thoughts or to your sensations that change over time or stay the same in an arm or an ear. Do they say one ear out over there and your legs or fingers? In an arm or an ear? Do they say in one ear out over there and your legs and fingers? And what about thoughts? And what about thoughts? And the variety of images that speak to your mind's eye. And as I speak to your mind, to remind you that what you speak to yourself speaks for itself. Ooh. Ooh. We're gonna wind this shit back. I don't even care if anybody wants to hear it. We're winding this shit back. I'm Jamaican DJ with this shit. And what about the thoughts and the variety of images that speak to your mind's eye as I speak to your mind to remind you that what you speak to yourself speaks for itself? As you try to search and find that things may seem to be one thing but turn out to be another. Because 2 and 2 are 4, but 2 can also mean also. Because 2 and 2 are 4, but 2 can also mean also. And no two are alike, and all belongs to you. Because 2 and 2 are 4, but 2 can also mean also. and no two are alike. It all belongs to you. And here's the thing: think of the I don't even know what the word to say. Think about what kind of person you have to be to remember this script. If you can remember this and recite it to somebody, you chop their ass down, especially somebody who will listen to you. And to your own ability to relax, those two ears to. And to your own ability to relax, those two ears to, and to begin to know that you really don't know what means yes and what means no. That's dangerous. What means yes and what means no. Here, though you may try to guess where you're going, to go or not to go, you don't know. That there is no real way to know how to let go while holding on, or to recognize that there is nothing you need to try to know, to do or not to do, because everything you do allows you to recognize that you already know that I can say many different things, and there is no need for you to make the effort it takes. I can say many different things, and there's no need for you to make the effort it takes, to try to make the effort to pay close attention to each thing I say or don't say, because there was a time when the effort to train the mind to stay on track was not worth the trip that led the mind back to that time, or peaceful, calm awareness, or effortless letting go. Getting low and knowing that you don't need to try to hear or even understand what I might say later on here today, because the conscious mind can go anywhere it wishes while I continue to talk. And you unconscious mind continues to hear. That way you overhear a conversation or a radio station while driving. This is very interesting. I can see how I might have to experiment with this. Maybe I'll do this tonight. Maybe they have it on YouTube. You can find something like this and see if it can put you to like a dream-like state. But then again, the spelling and the witchcraft of the language, it could be doing some weird witch speak to you, and it's fucking with your subconscious. Like, who knows? I don't trust shit. But you don't even need to do anything at all. It all belongs to you as you begin to hear the way you do. Hear it now with eyes closed, comfortable, that voice or sound in the background of the mind as you listen to that show. Show that too. And it showed you how to notice the relaxed, drifting glow of a slow sound show, of quiet calmness and thoughts like dreams following themselves as I spoke. Following themselves as I spoke. So this motherfucker keeps cooking with this shit for a long time. So this is also transcript. So this is this literal script for howtoinductions.com. So this is a resource for hypnotherapist. And if you learn it, hold on. Subscribers only. Subscribers only. This is interesting. This is interesting. Hit the like. Let me do this. Boom. Yeah. Is that how you spell it? A-R-C-H. A-R-C-H. A-I-X. Yeah, look into this for a second. Give me a second.
Man, sorry about the lighting, guys. This is Jason again, archaics.com. Every single day, we do the same damn things. We go to Kmart, Target, Walmart, Foley's, wherever. We go to the same grocery stores. We take the same right turns. We stay in the same left lanes. Everything we do is patterned. We like to think that we are spontaneous. We are not. But there's an element to our existence that we need to be aware of if we're going to live anything but a mundane existence. This repetition, this repeat life, this groundhog day that we are living in day to day to day, it can be altered, and you can introduce excitement into your life by making very subtle, small changes. I'm going to tell you about that in this video. This study is predicated on my own research on the Mandelbrot. It's basically called the Mandelbrot set. It is a repetitive pattern in the geometry of our holosphere that never changes, no matter how many times you magnify and to what degree of magnification you use. A multiplicity of magnifications only reveals the exact same geometry until you change directions. And once you change directions in the Mandelbrot series, a whole new geometrical reality opens up. And if you stay on that trajectory, you'll see a whole new geometry, then it will repeat indefinitely, ad infinitum. Our life unfolds in the exact same way because we're existing within a very advanced program. And once you understand the mechanics and the architecture of this existence, you can play with it. It will respond to you. So enjoy this video. This is Jason of archaics.com. The Mandelbrot set is what brought this to my attention. But it was Michael Bolin that basically asked me, how do we break pattern?
How do we break pattern? It's like some of these concepts that I came across are they parallel with these ideas that in occult texts like way before this, like in a shit like cyclomancy, undoing yourself with energized meditation. People think that when I use the word occult, it's not connected to evil, it's connected to just hidden information. People think hidden information is some like complicated shit. No, some of the exercises they had in there were like very simple. Like brushing your teeth with the opposite hand, or making yourself go to bed at a particular time no matter what, or stop doing something. It was a lot of pattern breaking shit, you know. It's hard to me. Maybe I'll do another show. We'll stick on the pattern breaking shit now. Maybe I'll do another show later about simple exercises to rewire your mind, you know. But let's go.
There's a very old saying, walk unfrequented paths. And another version later in time that came out, go by unexpected ways. These were deep philosophical tenets in antiquity because it was known that to experience new things in your life, you would have to go to old destinations by new means. We travel the same roads, we walk the same footpaths, the jogging trails. We rarely deviate from what's well established. And herein lies the problem. We can translate traveling and destinations to mental activities. These veins that we call highways and byways and streets and feeders and avenues and parkways, they're just means of getting us places. But we take the same ones every time because they get us to our destination faster. Some of us use Google Maps. Some of us use other apps like Waze. But while we're traveling, we're missing so much. We're bypassing experiences in the millions, going from one destination to the other. But we have to understand that really there is no distance in time or space when we employ the mind. If we believe absolutely that we can do a certain thing, the way will always be open for us to do it. If we believe that time and space will have to elapse, then we are making that a law, and time will have to elapse. It takes no time for the universe to manifest what we want. Any time delay we experience is due to our delay in getting to the place of believing, knowing, and feeling that we already have it. But instead, we want to travel to it. It requires that you get yourself on the frequency of what you want. When you are on that frequency, then what you want will appear. There is no time or space in the mind principle. Infinite mind or intelligence is present in its entirety at every point simultaneously. I'm not making this up. The greatest minds in theoretical physics have already drawn these conclusions. At this primordial stage, neither time nor space can be recognized, for both imply measurement of successive intervals. And in the primary movement of the mind upon itself, the only consciousness must be that of present absolute being, because no external points exist from which to measure extension, either in time or in space. Hence, we must eliminate the ideas of time and space from the conception of the spirit's initial self-contemplation. This being so that our spirit's primary contemplation of itself as being necessary.
If anybody's hanging around, I hope it's not like really going over your heads. I want him to say that again. Oh, happens to be the most replayed. Interesting.
Movement of the mind upon itself, the only consciousness must be that of present absolute being, because no external points exist from which to measure extension, either in time or in space. Hence, we must eliminate the ideas of time and space from the conception of the spirit's initial self-contemplation.
Hence, we must eliminate time and space from.
We must eliminate the ideas of time and space from the conception of the spirit's initial self-contemplation.
We must eliminate time and space from the conception of the spirit's initial
conception of the spirit's initial self-contemplation.
I'm just trying to get down how he's saying it, because let me break this down simple into like a nigga terms, as they would say. Everything is everything. Everything is everything. This goes into what we were speaking about earlier: auto-suggestion, visualization, and the placebo effect. If the placebo effect can cause physiological change in your body, why can it not cause physiological change outside of your body? You feel me? In reality, because your body is within reality, right? So
ideas of time and space from the conception of present absolute being, because no external points exist from which to measure extension, either in time or in space. Hence, we must eliminate the ideas of time and space from the conception of the spirit's initial self-contemplation. This being so that our spirit's primary contemplation of itself as being necessarily implies it makes its presence universal and eternal. And consequently, paradoxically, as it may seem, its independence of time and space makes it present throughout all time and space. But we don't think like this. We think we're highly compartmentalized, and we think that in order to get to a destination, we have to physically travel to it. The spirit is perfectly independent of the elements of time and space. From this, it follows that in the idea of anything is conceived as existing on this level, it can only represent, everything is here and now. In this view of things, nothing can be remote from us, neither in time or space. Either the idea is entirely dissipated, or it exists as an actual present entity, and not as something that shall be in the future. For where there is no sequence in time, there can be no future. Similarly, Where there is no space, there can be no conception of anything at being at a distance from us. When the elements of time and space are eliminated, all of our ideas of things must necessarily be of subsisting in a universe here and everlasting now. If you can understand that there is no time, then you will see that everything you want in the future already exists in the present. If everything is happening at one time, then the parallel version of you with what you want already exists.
I just want to add this. If you're thinking linearly at all times, you're worshiping Chronos. Let's go.
To bring your conscious self to experience your potential self, you must recognize who you are and who you aren't. A true self-awareness is key to unlocking the arcanum within you, a power vast and instantly responsive. Me, as I've told you guys before, I know that I am knowledgeable, and yet I cannot fathom how little I know. I know that I am evil, and yet being evil, I am compassionate with morals. I know that I am good, and yet being good, I also enjoy my wickedness. I am devilish and divine, and yet I have favor with God. I am powerful, and yet my strength is not my own. I am irreligious, and yet my spirituality is secure. I am creative, and yet with words I know I destroy. I am destructive, and yet my words do bring healing. I am a man, and yet I know that I am as immortal as God. You and I were given power, authority, and dominion over an existence that responds to our every thought. When man thinks, the universe pays attention. When man speaks, the echo of his intent reverberates throughout the whole creation at once. We are immersed within this creative medium that knows nothing of good or evil, morals, ethics, the ideals of men. It is impersonal and totally amenable to suggestion and absolutely free from precedent. By knowing who we are, the universe knows us, responding by reflecting the realities that we project. What we bind or free, heal or destroy, becomes bound or free, healed or destroyed. Our power over men and conditions is due to awareness of this liberty and the immediate responsiveness of material reality to our thoughts, words, and actions.
I just want to pause this for a second. We said the universe knows who we are when we know who we are. That's very interesting. The universe knows who we are when we know who we are. Therefore, it has no choice but to project all that it knows. And that, for some reason, made me think of the connection between the use of certain narcotics and pattern breaking and self-affirmation, and not in the way that you're thinking. Like when you're working out, you can get to a zone of feeling very good, godly. You know what I'm saying? You're just you feel like him. You feel me? Oh, you feel like him. You know what I'm saying? In those times, you can speak to yourself positively, and it comes more naturally. But what was the thing that switched in the mind to allow you to think differently at that time? What is the thing that switched? And it might come back to drugs. I think the dopamine release, because you are the universe. You can, everything, every compound that's out there, you can release from yourself. So it comes back to the root of it is the mind. You feel me? But it seems like all these cultures were experimenting with these different psychoactive compounds for more than just having a good time, you know?
Is why we are masters amidst a sea of slaves who do not know who they are. They see a desire, and it translates to them as a destination, not something that is existing in the here and now. By expecting our words fulfilled, we act accordingly and it becomes fulfilled. By thinking what we want and acting as though things had already changed, we basically transform the mental to the material because we are co-creators with God. This is the Arcanum, a secret about the divinity of mankind that the simulacrum seeks to destroy. The potential is always there, but the layers of negative energy saturate us daily as the forces of the demiurge strive to keep us in slumber. But if we grasp the truth that the thing is already existent in the thought, do we not see that this transcendent omega must be already existent in the divine ideal of every one of us? If on the plane of the absolute time is nothing, then does it not follow that this glorified humanity is a present fact in the divine mind? And if the divine mind presently regards us as a glorified humanity in the present, then presently we are able to both imagine and cause divine things to happen that are beyond space and time, because those are properties of a succession of realities that we are actually positioned beyond. To delay personal action is to cause time to elapse, further pushing away that which is desired. The only time to act.
We gotta run that back right there. To delay personal action is only to allow time to elapse. Let's hear that.
Actually positioned beyond. To delay personal action is to cause time to elapse.
To delay personal action is to cause time to elapse.
Further pushing away that which is desired.
Further pushing away that which is desired. Stop stalling.
The only time to act about anything is now. But we're stuck in this loop, this mindset that we have to travel from destination to destination. The Mandelbrot set is our great teacher. In that Mandelbrot set, we fix on any point in the creation and we magnify it. And it shows us a beautiful, perfect architectural geometry of reality. And we magnify it more. And it's
Give me one second. I need to see what Mandelbrot said. What's so special? What's so special about the Mandelbrot set? The Mandelbrot set is an example of a fractal in mathematics. It is named after Benoit Mandelbrot, a Polish-French-American mathematician. The Mandelbrot set is important for chaos theory. The edging of the set shows a self-similarity, which is perfect, but because of the minute detail, it looks like it evens out. The edging of the set shows a self-similarity, which is perfect, but because of the minute detail, it looks like it evens out. Mandelbrot is like this infinite fractal joint. And the seed of this artistic representation is all right. That's a good one. This has the original within it, which was high quality, but you feel me? We got Aaron in the chat. He says, "You hit the like, yo. No matter how much you zoom in, you see the same image. I might find some YouTube videos. Yeah, I know this infinite image. I'm just trying to get the. I didn't know that it was I didn't know it was called the Mendelbrot set in the sky that this video we're reviewing right now is mentioning in it. So I don't like to just skip over things. You know, this is not an exciting show. This is a research collective open panel. All right, let's get this back up here.
It seems to dissipate until we focus in on a small speck and magnify it even more, and it turns into an exact replica of the part we had just magnified beyond our comprehension. And we magnify that speck even larger until it fulfills the pattern that we had just seen, and we magnify it more, and then it becomes distorted because we're
So yeah, Aaron, he's breaking down what you were just talking about.
inside the pattern. We magnify it more and we become one with the pattern while we see a small pinprick. We magnify that pinprick, and in the Mandelbrot set, the exact same geometry expands into our awareness. It fills the entire screen. Then it fills the page. Then we're inside that geometry. The Mandelbrot set is the code to the holosphere. If you want to experience the same thing day in and day out, then just focus on the dot, your destination. In the Mandelbrot set, the reality, the holosphere, this fantastic simulacrum that we exist within, will make sure you get to that destination, which will be the exact feelings, the exact conversations, the exact right turns and staying in the left lanes that you experienced the day before. Some of you will find comfort.
And like I said earlier, I feel like the root of all this is imagination, and imagination can be connected to wonder, you know? And in breaking pattern, that's interesting how language works. In breaking pattern, you are wondering, huh? You feel me? So in breaking pattern, you are wondering, and it's kind of a force to make you use your imagination. You feel me?
In this repetition. I don't. If you want to experience something new in life, if you want to bring excitement into your life, if you've grown bored with living because of this repetitive nature of the simulacrum in forging a reality tunnel for you that is the same as the one you existed in yesterday, then you have to actively break pattern without letting reality know what you're doing, without actively telling someone or even giving the holosphere a chance to edit it. You break pattern. Keep it within you. Because I assure you, my friends, we live in an advanced pattern recognition system that is far more capable than anything we have ever designed.
That's why the more I think about it, I just want to reiterate the importance of wondering, you know? Listen, like, I wonder, what will I see today? Now, if you're physically put into the physical, I wonder, what will I see today? You feel me? I really need to cultivate this group of people, because sometimes I feel like I don't know how to take this from like that's like baby level to me. I don't know how to take this from baby level to not seem crazy, you know, because I'm not really concerned with anybody who hasn't read a fucking book, you know. But you know, let me let it play a little bit more. Let me not get off track. Let's just concentrate on the importance of imagination, and how imagination is linked to wondering, and how wondering mentally is also linked to wondering as a physical action.
But there's one thing that it cannot do. Its pattern recognition and even event prediction capabilities are phenomenal, but there's one thing it cannot do. It cannot read our minds. This program we are immersed within cannot know our thoughts other than what it reads in our hormonal signatures when thoughts are thought. Yes, I said that. When you think certain things, cortisols and you have all kinds of dopamine, endorphins, cortisol. Your brain releases chemicals. These are hormones in response to different thoughts. Although the psychologist will tell you it's just the opposite. You have feelings because certain chemicals released by your brain. It's not true. Your immortal spirit is the thinker. The brain is just a housing that releases the appropriate chemicals for whatever thoughts you think. In the holosphere, the simulacrum we live in knows what you basically is going through your mind from the impressions it gets from the cortisol and just different hormones, but it doesn't know your thoughts. So you
Interesting. The can't read your mind doesn't know your thoughts, Francie. I just want to lock in that thought. Aaron says, so wondering as a state of existence, as in I am wondering. Yes, but that's when they want. I think wondering is only opening opportunities for a novelty to manifest and present itself. You know, and there's a possibility, from what I see, more than likely that your visualization or imagination has something to do with the novelty that presents itself, and this even happens involuntarily. For example, you may go out of town or go on a trip somewhere foreign to where you are, and then you'll come back to your local area, and injected in your local reality now will be something from that foreign location. It might manifest in any different way. You'll just see something that you've never seen before. Like I was like for example, I was just in South America in this particular town, and now I'm back in my hometown, and I'm seeing somebody that my whole life I've lived here. I've never seen anybody wear this particular jersey. That's just because it's been put into your eyes, you know, your windows to the soul. The visualization has been forced there, so it's gonna happen regardless. So you might as well have self control. Put your hands on the wheel and drive this shit a bit, you know. So yeah, the wonder and connection with the imagination brings the novelty and the preferable novelty that you want, and then from that, that's when your personal diligence comes into place to build this castle.
break pattern. You go to Walmart every Tuesday at 7 p.m. after work, and you got your kids in the car, and you go through the same exact routine. You know which aisles you're going to hit. You know which break pattern. Go to a different Walmart. Go to a Kroger. Do something spontaneous without giving any warning to any living soul that that's what you intend to do. And I assure you, my friends, you're going to experience something new. Not just a new environment, but the simulacrum now has to edit in all kinds of new experiences and all kinds to make up for what's going on, because it's desperately trying to figure out what's going through your mind. You did something unanticipated. And the free thinking immortal is a threat to the simulacrum.
Yeah, he's getting deep right here, but I just remember something I wanted to add to the other piece. Maybe that's why you'll read on like in a lot of occult workings or whatever that these people do, that they frenzy frenzy can be used as a part of it, and you can feel the magical properties of the frenzy. And I think the frenzy might be of interest because maybe the simulacrum or the um the malevolent AI or this Maya illusion, whatever it is, it can't make sense of you in a state of self-induced frenzy, not fear, not terror, frenzy. And how can I don't know. I feel like a lot of are young cats when they mosh pit, is that a frenzy? Because I've never fully been immersed in that. I don't think that's the same thing. A frenzy is like if you're old enough, you've been to a party where everybody is dancing for the most part, and there's an energy in the air, And this is when you're real nigga dancing, where you're not doing 1, 2, 3, 4. There really is no prediction of what's going on. It's full frenzy in all directions. It's the chaos energy. And I don't feel like that's not negative at all. It's a very good thing. But I feel like there's power in that, you know? Should be. And here's the thing: the music back in the days that was centered around love. I guess when you were worked into a frenzy or in like a trance-like state under the music that was centered around love, the consequence of that was some level of connection, even though you were still being bombarded with propaganda from the screen or the system or whatever. Or something like I used to b-boy back in the days and throw b-boy jams. And there is definitely a magical property about being in the cipher, in the circle, when the music is introduced and the music is like when you're listening to breaks, it's working into a frenzy. And the energy is on everybody. You're antsy. You want to get down in the fucking cipher. You know, it's a crazy feeling. You could have been dead tired to the point that you wanted to lay down, soaked in sweat, because you've been at the jam all day and shit. And a certain vibe comes through, and a certain track drops, and all that goes away instantly. You know, and I feel like there's more value in that. I know there's more value in that. Those moments they should be allowed to be what they are, but let me say this: those moments should be allowed to be what they are, but that energy should be recognized, and you should see what you can do with that for yourself.
And in order to corral.
Hold on, before I play this, because he's gonna get into why novelty presents itself, and I agree with this guy, Jason Bashir's. Excuse me. Aaron says, the frenzy is a big part of meditation or spirituality in a lot of cultures, like humming, repeating phrases until you enter a particular state of a particular mind state or frequency. That's facts. Just like I don't know. This is probably they didn't think of anything, so I know they probably took it from some Middle Eastern practices. But I've seen like white people meditating. They do some crazy like laughing until they're crying, and then just it's all about working into frenzy. You feel me? But I feel like they're doing nothing with it. I feel like they're just being programmed by whatever leader or guru is telling them to do this at the time, not directing them to do anything with their own personal lives with that energy. But let's go. Shout out to the Catalysts and the Pentecostals. Catalysts? Hold up. Shout out to the Catalysts. Why can't I read that? I must be retarded. And the Pentecostals. Speaking in tongues too, in church. Yes, that is a frenzy. But I also feel like that can be kind of performative. I don't know how I feel about speaking in tongues. I don't know how I feel about that. But it's definitely part of the frenzy.
All kinds of new experiences and all kinds to make up for what's going on, because it's desperately trying to figure out what's going through your mind. You did something unanticipated.
Let me take this back a couple seconds because this is important.
Routine, you know which aisles you're going to hit, you know which break pattern. Go to a different Walmart, go to a Kroger, do something spontaneous without giving any warning to any living soul that that's what you intend to do. And I assure you, my friends, you're going to experience something new. Not just a new environment, but the simulacrum now has to edit in all kinds of new experiences and all kinds to make up for what's going on, because it's desperately trying to figure out what's going through your mind. You did something unanticipated. And the free thinking immortal is a threat to the simulacrum. And in order to corral you back into normalcy, you will see all kinds of signs that you should have just stayed doing what you were doing. But if you continue this behavior of breaking pattern, you will suddenly be opened up to new worlds, new people. You'll be introduced to new situations. You will find all kinds of things that you were missing in life because now the simulacrum has to put all these tantalizing little things out in front of you to grab because it needs to compartmentalize you into something. The simulacrum needs to understand you in order.
The free thinking, the free thinking immortal is a threat to the simulacrum or the matrix to make it simple or whatever. Simulacrum is just a copy, you know. We got Aaron. I agree with that it's performative for sure, but it's like trying to tie Christianity with our deepest spirituality. It's facts. Is a simulacrum a form of the mind? No, the simulacrum is just like I said, like under the Matrix. It's like old, is it Latin or Greek or something for like a copy, a simulacra, a simulacrum, a simulacra. So yeah, it's a construct. It's what we're in that wants to keep us in patterns because it feeds off us doing these patterns for some reason, you know? Who knows how or for what. But if you listen to what he says, and I agree with it, in breaking these patterns, it's not that you're doing some ridiculous shit. You kind of are, but it can't read your mind. So in doing spontaneous things without speaking them out loud or telling other people in any way, the system kind of freaks out. It's trying to figure out what you're doing and how to get you back into a pattern. So even things popping up might try to get you to do what you normally might do. But if you keep trudging along, new experiences are going to pop up because it's like, all right, he refuses to get into that pattern. Let's see what else that we can put on the deck. You know what I'm saying? So you got match lanes. Is that like the Russian overbelievers? Hold on, we got. Damn. I can't copy this on. Hold up. Oh yeah, I can. Damn, I can go on YouTube and do that. Yeah, let me go on YouTube because Hale's got a wrench, so he can drop links. So let me go to YouTube to grab that link. One second, you know, YouTube's slow. These chats popping up. Yo, hit the like. And YouTube play games with me because my likes will be like, hey, these numbers are definitely wrong. Okay, so what is it trying to simulate? It's simulating the actual reality. You understand? It's a copy of this reality, but it is not for. It's a copy of what could be perceived as actual reality, but it's not for our benefit. How do I explain this? How do I explain this? It's like because I've looked at this from so many angles. Like I get it, so it's hard for me to like conceptualize this while like you reading a whole bunch of shit. Like, okay? Let me ask you this, because it'll make it easier for me. Do you understand the concept of like the Tibetan Book of the Dead and the bardos and what you go through after you die and shit? The 40 days of the bardos or whatever. And we perceive a copy instead of reality. Yes. So a similar, and this is his concept. So I'm just two things together. The simulation theory, which this is that. So there's a simulation and then there's a simulacra. So this is a simulation of base reality, but we are not in that. And why is it a copy of base reality? How much is it off? Who knows? Maybe it's copy of base reality because in order for us to function within this construct and these physical bodies and machines, it needed to be at least familiar enough for us to conceptualize it. And this could be as old as time. You know what I'm saying? This could be as old as time. But the reason is that here's the thing. When it comes to being super intelligent and whatever and trying to repeat and remember as many terms as possible and breaks it down. I'm not really interested in that. I'm more into what is applicable and observable. So, and I don't really give a fuck what anybody else is doing. It's about my personal experience, my personal life. You feel me? But we are all in this thing together, so this might be applicable to you also. I was doing these type of things before I heard of this guy Jason Bashir's break this down like this. But here's why I'm never against a super technical person, because this is important. This grounds, just like certain things ground you in mundane base reality, something like this is good to ground you outside of base reality, or allow you to process that you have the ability to step outside of base reality. And why is it easier for you to process when somebody breaks it down with all these technical points? If you're willing to take, if you don't have an instant understanding, and you are willing to take the time to go through it, because it allows the mystical to be more tangible, the spiritual and the mystical to be more tangible for you, because you can connect it directly to scientific principles that have been quote unquote proven or observed. You know? Is that Bardot like a form of purgatory? Yeah, it is a bit. It's like where you go after you either you get to be ejected out of the repetition of reincarnation and suffering, or you get recycled back in. And the Bardos is very similar to your regular living, waking life. And there's things that are there to fool you into coming back into this waking life. And the more I look at it, it seems like your emotional ties. So they will use trickery to make you have emotional ties to come back here to feel like you have to finish some work when there might not be any fucking work to do. You feel me? That might be the big gag. You need, hey, you got more stuff to finish. You got more shit to do, nigga. I've done it enough. Like that's why you got to keep. That's why you have to keep nigga-isms in your mind, especially with spirituality, because you get over there and it's like you're like, yo, you got to go back. You got to do more work. You can in your mind, you got to be like, yo, owe me back like you owe your tax. You feel me? You just got to be like, no, I'm not going to do any more work. You feel me? Hold on, there's a video right here. Oh, I'm gonna pull it. I'm gonna hit it. Hold on. Like, can I hit it right here? All right. All right, give me a second. I'm gonna pull that up. Yo, hit the like, please. Yo, Halo, this video you just dropped, is this a 48-minute video? Did I just click the right thing? Is this a 48-minute video? Oh, described at 7:14, my bad. Described at 7:14, my bad. We'll take it from 7. Boom, boom. You'll hit the like, man. Let's see what's good. Rasputin, the real Rasputin. And this is describing what Halo was mentioning in the chat.
That he's achieved some kind of peculiar religious essence in these years of wandering. They met him once and they were deeply fascinated and regarded him as definitely a holy man.
Many in the village began to suspect that there were deeper, darker reasons for the change in the young Rasputin. There was talk that during his wanderings he had fallen in with the secret sect called the Klisti.
The Klisti were outlaws. This is, I think, a very significant point, that they were, like all the sects, the offshoots of the Russian Orthodox Church, they were an underground movement. They were on the run. They were a kind of anti-church. And I think that if Rasputin was going to go wandering in Siberia, he was definitely going to come up against them almost automatically. The Klisti had a very particular kind of worship that was nothing like the Orthodox Church. The Christi gathered in cribs.
Part of the service was dancing, and part of the service was flagellation.
There were no priests, there were leaders who were laypersons. They would gather, they would sing, they would pray, and they would work themselves into a kind of frenzy, which they called radienia, or ecstasy. And in the process of doing that, they would begin to dance and whirl about and become almost drunk on spinning. They actually called it spiritual beer, this dancing, this whirling.
They were not intoxicated on physical substance, but on the very Holy Spirit itself. They would prophesy, they would become possessed by this divine force, speak in tongues, that sort of strange ululation.
They began strange feeling, like after narcotic. And more dancing, more feeling, dancing, non-stop dancing, and they felt that they changed.
At that point where they had actually sort of built themselves into a fever pitch, they would then fall on the ground. Then what began was a kind of congregational orgy where everybody just engaged in copulation with whoever.
Hey, yo!
With sex going on all over the place.
Many sects of Christ used this dancing and non-stop sex relations after. And it was very powerful sect.
And you see, like, yeah. Frenzy, ecstasy links back into what Disagreeable said with the dopamine. Yeah. But you see, like, these people right here, they always got to take it too far, man. Come on. You see, you got to take it too far. All right, so we worked us up to a frenzy. All right, maybe we can use this for, oh, then we fall out and, like, come on, man. Come on. Sounds like Nature Boy. That's what Nature Boy was doing out there with them people. You feel me? Nature Boy is funny style, and I don't agree with him, but I don't hate on Nature Boy. I feel like he got railroaded. He got railroaded. All them people were using him just like he was using them people. A bunch of weirdos together. You feel me? And then they want to put it all on somebody. You feel me? But you know, he did want to be the Christ figure, so go ahead. Be persecuted. Well, let's hear them say this nasty shit again. Hold on.
Many sects of Christ used this dancing and non-stop sex relations after. And it was very powerful sect and very popular sect.
It seems like he's part of the sect. Homie's mad happy to talk about that. You feel me?
These religious orgies were an essential part of the Christi doctrine. They believed that by deliberately committing a carnal sin, they could repent more fervently and so get closer to God. They called it sinning to drive out sin, and it was an idea and a practice that Rasputin immediately seized hold of.
For Rasputin, the idea...
Yo. The people always doing too much. That's that relativism and trying to make everything fit within mundane mathematics. You know what I'm saying? Oh, if this equals that, and I equal that, then I'm gonna get closer to God if I do that. Fucking goofy people, dog. Goofy people. You feel me? But maybe that's their culture, though. Maybe that's their culture. You feel me? That ain't us. They not like us. Maybe I'll say that to help connect with you people, because I know you guys are fully indoctrinated. So you understand what I mean now? See, they not like us. See, we don't do that weird stuff. Yeah, let's get this back up here. I do not promote sinning for the sake of salvation. I know it's halo. You feel me? This is the internet. People are gonna come flip it however they want to flip it. You the magical family. You feel me? They're gonna turn that into all types of things. We got Aaron says, laugh out loud. Couldn't have said it any better. Got railroaded just like Jesus. He broke the wrong pattern. Yo, that's a fact. But he didn't really break the wrong pattern. He did it. He kind of broke the right pattern, and then he kept going down that pattern and building patterns on top of that pattern. You feel me? That's why he kept changing. That's why all these guys who get in like the, especially the black guys, because like our chaos energy and shit, they get in these like cult relationships and running cults and shit, and then they end up going through every level of spirituality. You feel me? And I don't know who's innocent or guilty or of anything, but you look at the you go from like Dr. York or something where he's going from like he's a Hebrew Israelite, then he's fucking alien, then he's a Muslim, then he's some type of preacher, then he's like a pop singer, and then you feel me? And they'll get all these people under him just to like adhere to that pattern. But let's wrap this video up.
In order to control you. Or at least, if you're enlightening other people, then it needs to contain you with distractions. The pleasures of the flesh, the pleasures of gluttony. It doesn't matter what it is, it's going to entice you with all kinds of new experiences because that's what it does. We live.
Yep. I definitely been fooled by the simulacrum. You feel me? This is like 18 minutes long, 18:24. Yeah, what's being said is important, you know. Let's pull this up. Aaron says, when they say be careful what you wish for, like women wanting to be equal to men, the trans men become women. Yeah, that's facts, but you know, certain people, maybe that is the controlling through propaganda of the collective. But it seems like I don't want to go down that road right now because we've been in this bag and whatnot. I don't want to go down that road. But they might not even be wishing for that. They're propagandized to say that. You know? It's kind of like people who blame the state of things on women, like, oh, you're doing this. Nah, they're fully propagandized and easy to propagandize, but they didn't take any power. Any power they have has been given by men, elite men who are just trying to invert your society to destroy it, you know? So it is what it is, but I know what you're saying. But here's what I want to ask what you're saying. That hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil is real shit. If you don't have your shields up in an understanding and a self-awareness of who you are, you shouldn't even be reading certain text. You feel me? You should let everybody talk to you. And I need to be more careful with this one because I tend to link things to humor, but I should be more careful with what I let come out of my mouth. Pause. You feel me? The words I speak. Magical family, and it even happens to sex. Imbalance that draws on vulnerability to deadly sins creeps in and becomes a destructive pendulum. The simulation did what it needed to make them collectively bite. That's facts. That's facts. And it's either it could be the simulation all the way down, like if they turn it was all the way down. But if you want to keep it mundane, maybe the elite group who understands the nature of reality, the so-called elite, not my elite, but this group who understand reality, or these individuals who understand reality more than the collective does, knows how to move their minds, and in moving their minds, it moves the perceivable reality.
Portal is a threat to the simulacrum. And in order to corral you back into normalcy, you will see all kinds of signs that you should have just stayed doing what you were doing. But if you continue this behavior of breaking pattern, you will suddenly be opened up to new worlds, new people. You'll be introduced to new situations. You will find all kinds of things that you were missing in life because now the simulacrum has to put all these tantalizing little things out in front of you to grab because it needs to compartmentalize you into something. The simulacrum needs to understand you in order to control you. Or at least, if you're enlightening other people, then it needs to contain you with distractions. The pleasures of the flesh, the pleasures of gluttony. It doesn't matter what it is, it's going to entice you with all kinds of new experiences because that's what it does. We live in a containment field and it is sentient. It responds to us. But if it doesn't understand why you're behaving the way you're behaving, it will knit for you all kinds of new experiences. And from that manifold of choices, you can now begin new event trajectories in your life. If you don't like the way your life is unfolding, you've got
He's cooking right there. You got to hear that again. He's cooking right there.
new experiences because that's what it does. We live in a containment field and it is sentient. It responds to us. But if it doesn't understand why you're behaving the way you're behaving, it will knit for you all kinds of new experiences. And from that manifold of choices, you can now begin new event trajectories in your life. If you don't like the way your life is unfolding, you've got to break pattern. Once you break pattern, you will see what I'm talking about. And you will come back and you will listen to this video with a whole new understanding. This is Jason of Archaics.com. I hope this has helped you guys out. I know some of you are really dissatisfied. The pleasures of the flesh will knit for you all kinds to break pattern. Once you break pattern, you will see what I'm talking about. And you will come back and you will listen to this video with a whole new understanding. This is Jason of Archaics. You'll be introduced to new situations to control you. Or at least, if you're in life.
I was looking for a specific part. I liked when he was cooking right there. Talking about how the simulation will, I'm taking my own words, the simulation will produce novelty that you can then use to change the trajectory of your current reality. But Aaron says, I mean, in relation to pattern breaking, it's all a word spell. If you don't use the words correctly, you end up with an unexpected result. Like that movie Bedazzled. I haven't seen a movie called Bedazzled. I thought that's what they do to jackets when they put jewelry on it. I thought that was Bedazzled. I know what you're talking about, yeah. The language is connected directly to the visualization, you know? That's why it's important to have a strong imagination. How about this? An imagination that expands beyond language. That's what I'm talking about when I say a strong imagination. And you need to exercise your imagination. You feel me? Most people aren't exercising their imaginations. If you're a heavy weed smoker, you're not dreaming, and you're also not an artist engaging in art every day of some type. You just fucking cooked. You feel me? Your imagination's dead. You're not engaged in any exercises during the day, no creativity, and then you don't even go into the dream realm. You don't remember your dreams. You're just fucking cooked. You cooked. Hold on a second. We're gonna bring up you know how we do. We're gonna wind the show down. We're gonna wind the show down. And this is also part of pattern breaking. This is also part of pattern breaking because I have no idea what they're saying. I never know what's gonna happen. We just open these videos up and watch them. We don't know what they're saying, what's gonna happen, what's the significance of any of this. We don't know anything, and it's beautiful.
コンコンです。マミンです。リナです。よろしくお願いします。今日はなんとスペシャルゲストに熊田曜子さんが来てくださってます。よろしくお願いします。よろしくお願いします。熊田曜子です。今回はしゃべちゃんコラボしていただくということで、ありがとうございます。コラボゲスト来ます結構。いやあんまりないですよね。今回コラボを熊田曜子さんにしていただくんですけど、なんと40作品目の写真集が発売。
Just watch the video and just look at it. Don't try to understand.
スピニングと言いましてタイトルが、私ポールダンスが趣味で、今回裏表紙がもうがっつりポールダンスやってるんですけど、すごい、はい、ちょっと23年グラビア歴なんですが、今までで一番露出もありますし、撮ったのが3月のちょっと粉雪が舞ってる時期だったんですよ。だから体力的にもすごい頑張ったので、いろいろ頑張った作品なので、ぜひ皆さんご覧ください。よろしくお願いします。
40作品目ってすごくない？
すごい
全部覚えてますやっぱり。
全部それは覚えてるけど、タイトルはやっぱり編集の方がつけてくださるんですよね。だからそのこういうタイトルなんだってね、後で知るでしょ。
Don't worry, guys. Be patient. You know, I don't want to rush it. This is only, damn, this is 9 minutes. I was hoping it'd be like 5 minutes. I'm trying to get out of here. But yeah, because you don't worry. It's gonna happen. It always happens inevitably. Feel me? Magic. That's Henny Breath right there. She's the one with the black shirt on. You know, Magic Family says shout out Henny Breath S tier Hoenn. You feel me? I wife Henny Breath right now, and I don't know how old she is. She could be 70 years old. She's Asian. She's anywhere between 25 and 70 years old. And I wife Henny Breath right now. I don't care. All the years of Hoenn. That Hoenn is not like American Hoenn. That's Japanese Hoenn. I heard it. It's like, it's less stressful. Boom. They just pop back looking right, you know? Yo, Aaron, if you're still here, I don't think I've ever asked you this because, you know, you're officially a part of the show now, so I gotta ask you, what we doing? What we doing with this? Which one are you choosing, Doug? What we doing? You feel me? What we doing? What?
ポーズが多いですよね。お尻のポーズの方が大変なんです。なんでかっていうと、くねってしなきゃいけないから、でもお尻とくびれと胸と顔を全部見せたいんで。すごい、全部。だからまあ壁使った方が楽だと思うんで、どっかで支えて、まずお尻を向けて、でちょっとどっちかにこうキュッて上げる。もうできてますけどね。もう。
Damn, they teach her how to toot it up. She's a professional tutor. She's a tutor. They teach her how to toot it up. Less stressful Hoenn. Facts, man. You know, bitches. I feel like you know people believe in the Instagram image of all these hoes out here, think they have it all easy and they're living good. You know, a lot of them do, but a lot of American Hoenn is some stressful shit. You know, Hoenn in general, these bitches act like they're just living it up, just living a luxury lifestyle. No, that shit, bitches are insane. Okay. Okay, he wants Henny Breath. You want Henny Breath. That's Henny Breath. Blue Bikini, that's Henny Breath. Feel me? Blue Bikini, that's Henny Breath. And this is another thing I like about these the Japanese bitches. They just, it's whatever. They just lay on the floor. They got to demonstrate. They'll just show you. And here's the thing. They look softer than the Western woman, but they're actually sturdier. That's crazy. They look softer and more just more gentle to the touch, but they're actually sturdier than the American woman. That's crazy. What you mean you need a better look? What better look do you need? Hold on, let me get myself out of here. Let me get myself out of here. Let's get her one. Oh. You know, go ahead, take your time, but Henny Breath is not a bad choice. Hell yeah, she got paper. She teaching these bitches how to be better hoes. She been had paper, dog. And that's what you need to look. The older Japanese bitch in the full dress covering everything. That's real Hoenn, dog. She'd be in the lounge and in the expensive Japanese lounge dressed just like that, everything covered, breaking tricks for major dollars. Dog. Shout out to Japanese Hoenn. All right, Aaron. See, Henny Breath not even trying. You feel me? She ain't got no cakes right there, but she got cakes at some angles. You know what I'm saying? Now they're doing the most. Okay. She teach them how to get paper. You see how they're awkward? They don't even know how to be full hoes like that. Like the American bitch knows how to do all this shit naturally. You feel me? The single mother is teaching her daughter to do this shit at fucking 7 years old. She's like, hey, here, baby, put your hands on the chair and toot it up. I'm like, what's wrong with you bitches? This bitch, 23, don't know nothing about she don't know nothing. Bitches in bikinis, and this shit is way more innocent than an American bitch in a sundress. You feel me? You see a bitch with a fat ass and no panties, man, you'd be like, yo, that's just offensive in America. You'd be like, God damn, why am I not hitting that? I mean that type of offensive. Why am I not fucking? You feel me? Looking at these Japanese girls, I'm not even mad that I'm not smashing them right now. Just like, yeah, it's like, yeah, that'd be nice. Okay, that's a money stance. Hey guys, remember, look at this. Remember this, guys. Take a screenshot. Stay away from this. You see a bitch standing like this? She ready to break your pockets, dog. Damn, these bitches can't hold for shit. Look how nervous Henny Breath is in front of the master hoe, in front of the last level hoe, the boss of the hoeing. Henny Breath is usually in control. Henny Breath is nervous in front of the boss of the hoeing, the last level of the hoeing. All right, Henny, get it together. This bitch is like, I gotta get down and show your ass how to do this. He's like, come on, bitch. Dude, I gotta get down here and show your ass how to do this. I tell you, like Magical Family knows, like we know Henny Breath. We end the show like this, and look she's like I'm. Thank you, Magical Family. Look, insecure. You feel me? She doesn't know how to act in front of the. I'm telling you that you're right. The bitch in the red dress got paper. She's the last level of the hoeing. You feel me? Henny Breath is overwhelmed. You feel me? But hopefully she'll learn from this, and her hoeing will increase. Yeah, you could have did better. You could have did better, Henny. You feel me? I think Heavy Titties did the best this time. You feel me? They didn't. I think the red dress was hating on Orange, saying she don't got enough body. But you know, we love all the Japanese women equally. That's the only time we engage in egalitarianism and diversity. Actually, no diversity. Actually, no, not diversity, because only Japanese women. No diversity. So, this has been an interesting show. Good show. Shout out to Aaron, Magical Family. I think Flying Low passed through earlier. Whoever else passed through the show, shout out to you. Hit the like, please, man, because you know they don't want us to make it. But this is Disagreeable. I am Disagreeable. We are Disagreeable. This has been Disagreeable. Shout out to everybody. Appreciate you coming through. Peace.